To solve this question, let's draw strength from the creativity of J.K. Rowling, inventor of Harry Potter, who transformed her life through the power of storytelling. You're presented with the diamonds, 3 diamonds. Each diamond has 4 numbers inside. The first diamond has numbers 5, 3, 2, and 10. The second diamond has numbers 7, 4, 5, and 19. The third diamond has numbers 8, 5, 9, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 24. Choice B, 25. Choice C, 26. And last but not least, choice D, 27. Seems tricky, huh? But remember J.K. Rowling's. She offered us to look at this question as a blank page, where you can be the author of your own narrative of success. She famously remarked, "Anything is possible if you've got enough nerve." Don't you think this quote inspires courage and boldness, key attributes for anyone facing new challenge and aiming for success? Just like you, let's remember it when working on this question. Time's up. Are you ready to show your answer? If you don't have the answer yet, remember that every correct answer is the testament to your knowledge, while every mistake is a lesson in resilience and determination. Always keep a positive outlook. Each attempt, whether successful or not, enriches your understanding and builds a stronger foundation for your future endeavors. Let me show you how you can learn and grow with this particular question. The typical mistake people make with this question is not considering that the bottom number can be a result of the calculations using 3 other numbers. But this is exactly the pattern for this particular calculations. The bottom number is calculated as a subtraction of multiplication and addition for the numbers in the diamond. Let's look at the example. 3 multiplied by 5 minus 3 plus 2 equals 10. I think you've got it, but just in case, let's look at the second diamond. 4 multiplied by 7 minus 4 plus 5 in parentheses equals 19. And now it's the time to calculate the missing number. 5 multiplied by 8 minus 5 plus 9 in parentheses equals 26. So the correct answer here is choice C, 26. To help us solve this challenge, let's remember what Michael Jordan famously said. "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed." Well, what's the lesson learned for us? Every question you face is another shot at success. Never fear taking it. You're presented with 3 sets of numbers in squares. Each set has 3 numbers inside. The first set has numbers 5, 2, and 3. The second set has numbers 8, 3, and 13. And then the third set has 2 numbers, 7 and 4, and the third number is missing. You need to calculate and select the missing number out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 17. Choice B, 18. Choice C, 19. And last but not least, choice D, 20. While this question might seem complex at first glance, view this one as a step toward your personal and professional growth. Steady your mind, trust in your abilities, and let your determination guide you through. We're in this together, and with combined strength and focus, we will navigate through this successfully and come out stronger on the other side. Time's up. Are you ready to show your answer? Remember that with each question you engage with, you're sharpening your skills and enhancing your understanding. Always keep in mind that every practice, every moment of effort is a valuable contribution to your personal growth and personal development. And here's the secret. The most important thing you can do to solve this question is to adopt the growth mindset. A growth mindset believes that skills and intelligence can be developed through effort and persistence, offering a more flexible and successful approach than the fixed mindset, which sees these traits as unchangeable. Here's how you can learn and grow with this particular question. Consider that multiple math operations can be used for the calculations. Specifically, look at the pattern when the bottom number can be calculated as multiplication of top numbers less than the sum of them. Let's look at the example. Let's look at the first set of numbers. 5 multiplied by 2 minus 5 plus 2 in parentheses equals 3. This is how the bottom number is calculated. Let's verify it with the second set of numbers. 8 multiplied by 3 minus 8 plus 3 in parentheses equals 13. And now is the time to calculate the missing number. 7 multiplied by 4 minus 7 plus 4 equals 17. So the correct answer here is choice A, 17. To solve this challenge, let's draw the inspiration from Marie Curie, who once said, "Nothing in life is to be feared, it's only to be understood." Now it's time for you to understand how to solve this question. And your decision to tackle this question is the first step. Let your pursuit of understanding illuminate the path to success in your career and may it lead to your rewarding position at the company of your dream. You're presented with the series of numbers 1, 12, 45, and the next number is missing. You need to calculate and select your answer out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 134. Choice B, 144. Choice C, 154. And last but not least, choice D, 164. You may think that this question is daunting, yet this particular one offers unique opportunity for you to expand your knowledge and skills. Pause, take a deep breath, and engage with this question confidently. Your dedication to understanding and solving this problem is not just preparing you for the test, but for a successful career ahead. Together, we will conquer these challenges and enhance your resilience. Time's up. Are you ready to show your answer? Consider doing your best on this particular question as an investment in your future success. Right answers add knowledge, while the wrong answers teach resilience. Both are invaluable in your continuous journey of self-improvement. In fact, one of the most crucial parts of your self-improvement journey is believing that making mistakes is not just part of the learning process, but crucial to it, since it enables your personal and intellectual development. And speaking about mistakes, you might be curious to learn that the most typical mistake on this particular question is trying only to do one math operation to determine the next number in the sequence. But in fact, the pattern here requires you to do 2 calculations. First number is a given, which is 1. Next number is calculated by adding 3 and multiplying the results by 3 again. Let's look at the example. 1 plus 3 in parentheses multiplied by 3 equals 4 multiplied by 3 and equals 12. To calculate the next number, let's add 3 to 12 and multiply by 3, and the result would be equal 15 multiplied by 3 and equals 45. And now is the time to calculate the missing number. 45 plus 3 multiplied by 3 equals 144. So the correct answer here is choice B, 144. To energize ourselves and successfully solve this question, let's remember educator Marva Collins, who once said, "Success doesn't come to you, you go to it." So take proactive steps to prepare and solve this assessment test question, investing time and effort into honoring your skills and knowledge and approaching each question with determination and confidence. You're presented with cool shape. The shape has 4 numbers and the 5th number is missing. You need to calculate the missing number and select it out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 94, choice B, 98, choice C, 103, and last but not least, choice D, 105. Are you one of those people ready to give up easily? I hope not. Consider this. Every difficult question on the test is your chance to strengthen your skills. Keep pushing. Take a deep breath, have faith in your knowledge, and face this question with courage and tenacity. And know we will support each other in this channel through this obstacle, growing stronger in the process. Time's up. Are you ready to show your answer? Every question you tackle is a step forward in your learning path. Each effort, right or wrong, is a progress, reinforcing your determination and edging you toward your goal. Keep practicing and you will get there. And remember, regardless of the answer, correct or not correct, online training for everyone is here to support you. And one more thing. The most important step toward your success is to make sure you adopt the only winning mentality, where you're not being afraid of trying, experimenting, and making errors or mistakes. In fact, the best message you can tell yourself is that I am open to learning new skills and know that through making mistakes, I gain insight and I grow. Speaking about mistakes, did you know that the most common mistake people make answering this particular question is not noticing the arrows and not recognizing that numbers in outside circles represent the sequence, and this type of problem is calculating the numbers in the sequence. And the numbers in the sequence are 3, 10, 31, and then comes the missing number. And obviously, you need to use number in the middle to complete the calculations. Let's look how. The pattern here is that the first number is a given, number 3. But the next number is calculated as previous number multiplied by middle number 3 plus 1. Let's look at the example. 3 multiplied by 3 plus 1 equals 10. Let's continue the calculations for the next number. 10 multiplied by 3 plus 1 equals 31. And then to calculate the missing number, you need to multiply 31 by 3 plus 1 equals 94. So the correct answer here is choice A, 94. Let's face it, with this question, it would be helpful to remember the famous quote from Thomas Edison. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. He used this quote to describe his work on inventing the light bulb. And I'm thinking, why don't we approach this question with a mindset of experimentation and resilience, knowing that each attempt brings you closer to finding the right solution. You're presented with 3 triangles. Each triangle has surrounding numbers on the outside and the number in the middle. The first triangle has numbers 1, 2, 3, and then number 7 in the middle. The second triangle has numbers 2, 3, and 4, see the pattern? And then number 14 in the middle. Then the third triangle has numbers 3, 4, and 5. Again, I see the pattern repeating. And then missing number in the middle, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 23. Choice B, 27. Choice C, 29. And last but not least, choice D, 37. I might know what you're about to say. But remember Thomas Edison. Facing a challenging question on the assessment test can feel daunting, but every obstacle is an opportunity for your growth. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, trust in your abilities, and approach the question with determination and resilience. Together, we will navigate through this challenge and emerge stronger on the other side. Time's up. Are you ready to show your answer? As you approach answering this question, remember that the journey of your self-improvement is paved with challenges. Whether your answer is correct or not, each one of your attempts make you strengthen your skills and resilience, bringing you closer to success. And what you will learn through these experiences is that a lot of times solving the challenge is simpler than you think. For example, in this question, the pattern is that the bottom numbers multiplied with the addition of top number calculate the number in the middle of the triangle. Let's look at the example in the first leftmost triangle. 3 multiplied by 2 plus 1 equals 7. Let's verify this pattern with the middle triangle. 4 multiplied by 3 plus 2 equals 14. And now we can calculate the missing number. 5 multiplied by 4 plus 3 equals 23. So the correct answer here is choice A, 23. Without a doubt, to solve this question, we need to embrace the famous quote from Napoleon Hill. Strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. So embrace the challenges presented by this question as opportunities for your personal and professional growth, knowing that perseverance is the pathway to success. You're presented with the octagon. Octagon has 7 numbers inside, and the 8th number is missing. Starting from the 8 o'clock, the numbers are 51, 93, 72, 85, 16, 36, 25, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 9. Choice B, 39. Choice C, 49. And last but not least, choice D, 98. Well, I might know what you're about to say about the difficulty of this question. But remember, facing a challenging question in the assessment test can feel daunting, but every obstacle is an opportunity for your growth. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, trust in your abilities, and approach this question with determination and resilience. I know you can do it. Together, we'll navigate through these challenges and emerge stronger on the other side. Time's up. Are you ready to show your answer? As you approach answering this question, remember that the journey of your self-improvement is paved with challenges. Whether your answer is correct or not, each of your attempts make you strengthen your skills and resilience, bringing you closer to success. As part of this journey, you should embrace new experiences and remember that making mistakes is the key part of your learning process. Speaking about typical mistakes on this type of questions, the most common mistake is pattern misunderstanding, applying calculations not fully understanding the logic behind the pattern, which would lead you to the incorrect result. And as you might have guessed, the pattern here is very simple. Starting at 8 o'clock, numbers on the opposite side of the octagon are subtractions of the digits squared from the opposite side. Let's look at the example. At 8 o'clock, we see the number 51. At 2 o'clock, we see the number 16. 5 minus 1 squared equals 16. Let's confirm our logic with other numbers. 9 minus 3 squared equals 36. 7 minus 2 squared equals 25. So the missing number is calculated as 8 minus 5 squared and equals 9. So the correct answer here is choice A, 9. I think it's evident that with every question you answer correctly, you are adding another feather to your cap of achievement. Keep soaring higher. You're presented with reverse pyramid. The pyramid has numbers inside. Starting with the row 1, the numbers are 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You see the pattern here? The next row has numbers 3, 5, 7, and 9. Then the third row has numbers 5, 9, and 13. The fourth row has numbers 10 and 18. And then the fifth row, it's only one number and it's missing. You need to calculate and select the missing number out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 23. Choice B, 24. Choice C, 25. And last but not least, choice D, 26. Those pyramid questions, those are the toughest ones. Rest assured, you are not trying to solve this pyramid question alone. Regardless of your experience in problem solving, I believe in your abilities. Pause for a moment, harness your creativity, and let's face this challenge together. The answer is just waiting for your insightful touch. Are you prepared with your solution? I am curious to compare notes. Let's move forward and share our answers. Well, the best thing about each problem is that each one has the answer. You just need to believe that you can find it. And I hope you would agree that the beauty of this particular answer in its simplicity. To recognize the answer, you need to determine the pattern. And the pattern here is that numbers are calculated downward from left to right. The number in the row below is calculated as the sum of numbers right above it minus the decrement. Let's look at the example. Let's look at 2 numbers in the upper left corner of the pyramid. The numbers are 2 and 3, so the calculations for the number right below those would be 2 plus 3 minus 2 equals 3. Now you've recognized the pattern, let's continue the calculations in the first row. 3 plus 4 minus 2 equals 5. 4 plus 5 minus 2 equals 7. 5 plus 6 minus 2 equals 9. Let's switch to row 2. 3 plus 5 minus 3. Now 3 is the new decrement, right? Because decrement is also increasing. So 3 plus 5 minus 3 equals 5. 5 plus 7 minus 3 equals 9. 7 plus 9 minus 3 equals 13. Time to look at row 3. 5 plus 9 minus 4 equals 10. 9 plus 13 minus 4 equals 18. And now is the time to calculate the missing number. 10 plus 18 minus 5 is the new decrement equals 23. So the correct answer here is choice A, 23. Let's face it, when you tackle this amazing and challenging question, you are sculpting a statue of accomplishment. Your determination and expertise chisel away at any challenge on your path. You're presented with 4 triangles. Each triangle has numbers inside, and the 4th triangle has missing number in the middle. The first triangle has numbers 21, 5, 7, and 9. The second triangle has numbers 27, 8, 4, and 15. The third triangle has numbers 4, 9, 3, and 16. And then the 4th triangle has numbers 23, 2, 6, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 13, choice B, 14, choice C, 15, and choice D, 16. Do you think you've encountered a tough one? Rest assured, you are not alone on this path. I'm in the same boat with you. But hey, regardless of your experience in problem solving, I believe in your abilities. Pause for a moment, harness your creativity, and let's face this challenge together. The answer is just waiting for your insightful touch. Are you prepared with your solution? I am curious to see it, so let's move forward and compare the notes. Let's go ahead and share our answers so we can learn from each other. To get to the answer, let's look closely at triangles 1 and 2. There are 2 different types of triangles. One is upward-facing triangle, and then there is a downward-facing triangle. The reason I bring it up is because the pattern for each one of this is different. In the upward-facing triangle, middle numbers calculated through addition of other numbers. But in downward-facing triangle, the numbers are calculated by subtraction of numbers starting with the number in the upper left corner. Let's look at the upward-facing triangle first. 5 plus 7 plus 9 equals 21. This is how middle number was calculated. Now, in the downward-facing triangle, the calculations are a little different. 27 minus 8 minus 4 equals 15. Let's continue to the third triangle. 3 plus 4 plus 9 equals 16. And now it's time to get to the missing number. 23 minus 2 minus 6 equals 15. So the correct answer here is choice C, 15. To solve this question, we need to remember the spirit of Oprah Winfrey, who famously said, "Challenges are gifts that force us to search for the new center of gravity. Don't fight them. Just find a new way to stand." Let's embrace the challenge presented in this question, viewing them as opportunities to discover innovative solutions and approaches. You need to determine how submerged pencil will look in the glass of water. You're presented with 3 visual choices. Choices A, B, and C. And then there's the last choice D, neither. Do you think you know the answer? Well, just like a lot of things in life, this question may not be the easiest to solve. But I have full confidence that you have all the required skills and creativity to tackle it. And I know that you definitely will give it a try by pausing this video. Trust in your abilities, and let's explore all possible options together. Let's tackle this problem as a team. Ready to show your answer? I truly hope your answer is correct. But remember that regardless of being correct or not, every attempt, regardless of the outcome, contributes to your personal growth and development. What's cool about this question is that it gives us the opportunity to refresh our knowledge in the concept called refraction. When you put pencil through the water surface, going from substance of air into the substance of water, the light rays passing through the water are reaching your eyes and they undergo the refraction. Transition from air to water causes the angle of incidence to decrease, leading to a change in the angle of refraction, which bends the pencil's appearance due to the differences in refractive indices of air and water. Refraction can cause the pencil to appear bent or broken at the water surface, and to create optical illusions that affect our perception of objects. But what we know for sure is that it's definitely not going to look just like a regular pencil submerged. If you don't believe me, just try this easy-to-conduct experiment for yourself, which means that the correct answer here is choice B. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar problems on the test. I hope you would agree that it's hard to argue with wisdom of Maya Angelou, who famously remarked, You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. Use the setbacks you face in the challenge of this assessment test question as a stepping stones for greater achievements, refusing to let obstacles deter you from reaching your goals. Keep trying, and even if you fail, get back on your feet and move forward, knowing that one day you will definitely succeed. You're presented with cool-looking shape, which has 6 numbers on the outside and 1 number in the middle. The number in the middle is 8, and the numbers on the outside are 10, 18, 36, 27, 19, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 1, choice B, 4, choice C, 14, and last but not least, choice D, 45. Well, I kind of know what you're about to say. But remember Maya Angelou. Facing a challenging question on the assessment test can feel daunting. But remember, every obstacle is an opportunity for your growth. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, trust in your abilities, and approach the question with determination and resilience. Together, we will navigate through this challenge and emerge stronger on the other side. Are you ready to show your answer? As you approach answering this question, remember that the journey of your self-improvement is paved with challenges. Whether your answer is correct or not, each one of your attempts make you strengthen your skills and resilience, bringing you closer to success. And a lot of times, the biggest obstacle is in your mind. And this question might be a good example of this. The pattern here is extremely simple. Sum of all the numbers on the opposite sides of the shape with addition of the middle number equals 45. Let's look at the example. 10 plus 27 plus 8 equals 45. Let's look to the next pair of numbers at 3 and 9 o'clock. 18 plus 19 plus 8 equals 45. So the missing number can be calculated as 45 minus sum of 36 plus 8, which equals 45 minus 44 and equals 1. So the correct answer here is choice A, 1. I hope you would agree with Helen Keller, who famously remarked that character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, ambition inspired, and success achieved. So let's embrace the challenges of this question as opportunity to cultivate resilience and unlock your full potential. You're presented with 4 shapes. There are numbers under each shape. The first shape has number 33. The second shape has number 44. The third shape has number 55. And then comes the shape with the missing number. You need to calculate and select the missing number out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 77. Choice B, 99. Choice C, 111. And last but not least, choice D, 132. I need to remind you that facing a challenging question in the assessment test can feel daunting. But remember, every obstacle is an opportunity for your growth. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, trust in your abilities, and approach the question with determination and resilience. Together, we will navigate through this challenge and emerge stronger on the other side. Are you ready to show your answer? As you approach answering this question, remember that the journey of self-improvement is paved with challenges. Whether you answer correct or not, each of your attempts makes you strengthen your skills and resilience, bringing you closer to success. And the answer in this question is much simpler than you think. To calculate the number associated with the shape, you need to multiply the number of shape sides to 11. Let's look at the example. The first shape is the triangle. Triangle has 3 sides, 1, 2, and 3. And to calculate the number associated with triangle, we need to multiply 3 by 11, and the associated number is 33. Let's look at other shapes. The second shape is square. Square has 4 sides. 4 multiplied by 11 equals 44. The next shape is pentagon. Pentagon has 5 sides. 5 multiplied by 11 equals 55. And now comes the most interesting part. Did you know that the shape with 12 sides is called the decagon? And to calculate the number associated with the decagon, we need to multiply 12 by 11, and the end result of this is 132. So the correct answer here is choice D, 132. To solve this question, we need to remember the words of Henry Ford. When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. Let's view the challenges we encounter in this question as opportunities to soar to the new heights, using adversity as a catalyst for growth and achievement. You're presented with 3 triangles. Each triangle has 4 numbers inside, and one triangle has the number missing. Starting with the left triangle, at 12 o'clock the numbers are 2, 15, 10, and then there is number 5 in the middle. In the second triangle, the numbers are 3, 16, 12, and then number 4 in the middle. In the third triangle, the numbers are 14, 7, number 2 in the middle, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 14, choice B, 15, choice C, 16, and last but not least, choice D, 17. Just like a lot of things in life, this question may not be the easiest to solve, but I have confidence that you have all required skills and creativity to tackle it. And I know that you can definitely will give it a try, maybe by pausing this video. Trust in your abilities, and let's explore all possible options together. Let's tackle this problem as a team. Are you ready with your answer? I truly hope your answer is correct. But remember that regardless of being correct or not, every attempt counts and contributes to your personal growth and development. As you might have guessed, to answer this question, we need to detect the pattern. And the pattern here is rather simple. To better understand the pattern, I assigned letters in each placeholder for the digits. The letters are A, B, C, and D. And the pattern here is A multiplied by B calculates C, and C plus B gives us the result for D. Let's look at the example. In the first triangle, 2 multiplied by 5 equals 10. Then 10 plus 5 equals 15. In the second triangle, 3 multiplied by 4 equals 12. And 12 plus 4 equals 16. And in the third triangle, 7 multiplied by 2 equals 14. And 14 plus 2 equals 16. So the correct answer here is choice C, 16. Well, you can't argue with the author, Roy T. Bennett, who once wrote, "The only limits you have are the limits you believe." So let's approach this question with the mindset of unlimited potential, refusing to be constrained by self-imposed limitations. You're presented with the seesaw diagram, and you need to determine based on diagram how much force must be applied at X to balance the seesaw. Your choices are choice A, 4F, choice B, 2F, choice C, F divided by 2, and last but not least, choice D, F divided by 4. I might know what you're about to say about difficulty of this question, but remember, facing a challenging question on the assessment test can feel daunting, but every obstacle is an opportunity for your growth. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, trust in your abilities, and approach this question with determination and resilience. Together, we'll navigate through this challenge and emerge stronger on the other side. Time's up. Are you ready with your answer? Whatever answer you chose, remember, learning through trying and making mistakes is a fundamental process where you actively engage in attempting to do something new or challenging. We encourage and embrace mistakes on this YouTube channel, because when you make mistakes, you gain insights and understand what doesn't work, which guides your future attempts. This hands-on experience and the lessons learned from the errors are crucial for you mastering new skills and knowledge. To answer this question, we need to understand how to balance the seesaw. And to balance it, you need to apply the same force on both sides at the same distances. For example, force F on the left is equals to force F on the right, which makes seesaw to balance. Let's look at other important components to better understand the question. For example, we have a pivot which is in the middle, and the distances which are represented by the letter A in this particular diagram. Are you interested to learn about the most common mistakes people make answering this question? I think you should be. And the most common mistake is forgetting to account for force and distance to make sure they are in equilibrium. What does it mean? If you change the weight of the objects on the seesaw, or if you change the distance, the balance of the seesaw will change as well. In fact, the closer we move to the pivot, the more force we would have to apply to balance, which means that we should use heavier objects to reach the equilibrium. For example, if we have two boxes on the seesaw, one heavier than the other, you would need to move heavier box closer to the pivot to balance the seesaw. Mathematically speaking, to balance the seesaw, the sum of clockwise movements must be equal to the sum of anti-clockwise movements. Let's build the equation to help solve this challenge. F multiplied by A would be equal x multiplied by A divided by 2. So to solve it, x would be equal to f. So the correct answer here is choice B, 2f. One have to agree with Albert Einstein, who once famously said, "In the middle of the difficulty lies the opportunity." So let's approach this assessment test question as an opportunity to push ourselves beyond our limits, embracing the change to grow and improve with each question we answer. You're presented with 4 rectangles. Each rectangle has 3 different shapes inside, and you need to determine which shape does not belong to the group. You have choices A, B, C, and D. Seems challenging, right? Well, I couldn't agree more. This question may not be the easiest to solve, just like a lot of things in life, but I have full confidence that you have all the required skills and creativity to tackle it. And I know that you definitely will give it a try by pausing this video. Trust in your abilities, and let's explore all possible options together. Let's tackle this problem as a team. Are you ready to show your answer? I truly hope your answer is correct. But regardless of being correct or not, remember that every attempt, regardless of the outcome, contributes to your personal growth and development. And now it's time to look at the answer. Each rectangle has 3 shapes inside. As you might have figured out, each shape is a different size. We're dealing with large size shapes, middle size shapes, and small size shapes. Each shape, based on the size, follows its own pattern. And remember, we definitely need to determine pattern to determine which shape does not belong to the group. Let's start with the pattern for the large size shape. In choice A, the large size shape is a triangle. In choice B, it is a square. Then it's a pentagon, and then hexagon. As you can see, for the large size shape, the number of sides increases with each subsequent choice. We start with 3 sides for triangle, 4 sides for the square, 5 sides for the pentagon, and then 6 sides for the hexagon. The location of the large size shape is not important in the rectangle. And as you might have noticed, there is an opposite pattern for the small size shape. Small shapes decrease by the number of sides and can be placed anywhere inside the rectangle frame. We start with heptagon, which is 7 sides in choice A, then go to hexagon, then pentagon in choice C, and then end with the square in choice D. Medium-sized shape has a very different pattern. Medium-sized shape is always a square, and it rotates clockwise in the corners of the rectangle. If you look closely, we start in the upper left corner for choice A, then go to the upper right corner in choice B, and then end in the bottom right corner for choice C. But now you can clearly see that in choice D, the medium-sized shape is a triangle instead of the square. So the correct answer here is choice D. Do you remember Mr. Thomas Edison, who famously attempted to invent the light bulb thousands of times? I hope you would agree that it might be a good idea to take a cue from Mr. Edison, who also famously remarked, "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time." Let's persevere through this test question, understanding that perseverance is the key to unlocking your full potential. You're presented with 3 cool-looking shapes. Each shape has 5 numbers inside. The first shape has numbers 16, 24, 8, 3, and 11. The second shape has numbers 14, 21, 7, 3, and 10. And then the third shape has numbers 27, 36, 9, 4, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 10, choice B, 12, choice C, 13, and last but not least, choice D, 17. I would agree with you, this question may not be the easiest thing to solve, just like a lot of things in life. But I have full confidence that you have all the required skills and creativity to tackle it. In fact, it doesn't go beyond the typical math. And I know that you will definitely give it a try by pausing this video. Always remember Mr. Thomas Edison's perseverance and dedication to experimentation, which ultimately led to the development of the practical and commercially viable light bulb, which we still use today. Trust in your abilities and let's explore all possible options together. Let's work on this as a team. Are you ready to show your answer? I truly hope your answer is correct. But remember, regardless of the outcome of it being correct or not, every attempt contributes to your personal growth and development. The pattern here is much simpler than you think. Instead of digits, let's add letters here, so I can reference them in the calculations. Let's add letters A, B, C, D, and E. And the pattern here is that A plus B equals C, C divided by B equals D, and D plus B equals E. Let's look at the first shape as an example. 16 plus 8 equals 24. 24 divided by 8 equals 3. 3 plus 8 equals 11. Let's confirm it with the second shape. 14 plus 7 equals 21. 21 divided by 7 equals 3. And last, 3 plus 7 equals 10. And now is the good time to calculate the missing number. 27 plus 9 equals 36. 36 divided by 9 equals 4. And 4 plus 9 equals 13. So the correct answer here is choice C, 13. Remember the wisdom of Ralph Waldo Emerson? What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. This wisdom should help us tap inside our own potential and help us solve this particular question. Let's harness our inner strength and potential to tackle this test with confidence, knowing that our capabilities far exceed any challenges that we may face. You're presented with 4 shapes. Each shape consists of pentagon, triangle, and the donut. You need to determine which shape does not belong to the sequence. And your choices are, out of 4 shapes, choices A, B, C, and D. Do you see the answer? Well, this question may not be the easiest to solve, just like a lot of things in life. But I know you have the skills and creativity to tackle it. Trust in your abilities and let's explore all possible options. Let's tackle this as a team. Are you ready to show your answer? I have no doubts that together we can get to the right answer. And I know that you definitely gave it a try by pausing this video. Remember that every attempt, regardless of the outcome, contributes to your personal growth and development. And the solution here might be easier than you think. To solve it, you need to rotate the shapes to put them into the equal position. For example, we can use position of the shape A as a base position. And this will help us equalize all the shapes to see the difference and find the answer. We can keep shape A in the same position. All we need to do is to rotate shapes B, C, and D. And once you put all 4 shapes side by side, then you can see that the donut in the shape D is in the right corner instead of the left corner for the shapes A, B, and C. So the correct answer here is choice D. To get us on the right track with this question and help you solve it, I would like to quote Nelson Mandela. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. So let's approach this assessment test question with determination and perseverance, recognizing that each obstacle we overcome brings us closer to success. You're presented with 3 buckets. Buckets are hanging from the strings, and you need to determine which bucket is the heaviest if all buckets are fixed to equal lengths flexible string. You have 4 choices. Choices are A, B, C, and last but not least, choice D, neither. The only thing obvious here is that this question may seem daunting at first, but I know you have the skills and creativity to tackle it. Trust in your abilities, and let's explore all possible solutions together. Let's tackle it as a team. Are you ready to show your answer? I have no doubts that together we will decode this tough question. And I hope you did give it a try. Remember that every attempt, regardless of the outcome, contributes to your growth and development. To get to the answer, let's first look at the question in more details. We have 3 buckets. Each bucket is connected to the string connectors with the string of the same length. All string connectors are on the same string line. And what we can visually see is that bucket A is in the highest position, bucket B is a little bit lower, and the bucket C is in the lowest position. What does it tell us? What we know from physics is that when multiple objects are suspended from the flexible string, they will settle into the state of equilibrium. In the state of equilibrium, the tension in the string will be equal at all points along its length. However, due to the differences in weight, the heavier bucket will exert a greater downward force on the string compared to the lighter buckets. As a result, the heavier bucket will cause more tension in the string, causing it to sag lower compared to the lighter buckets. This visual cue of the lower position of the bucket C can give you an impression that the bucket C is heavier, even though it may or may not be the case in the reality. But here's the caveat. This would only be true if the distance between string connectors would be the same. This introduces another consideration here, because distance A for the bucket A is greater than distance B, which is greater than distance C for the bucket C. Because the distance shortens between the string connectors, and distance A is greater than distance B, which is greater than distance C, this might explain why bucket B and bucket C is lower still. But it becomes obvious that because the distance between connector shortening, it's impossible to determine which bucket is the heaviest, since shortening of the distance from A to C can explain lower positioning of the bucket, even if buckets would have the same weight. Think about it, because it's very logical. Even if the buckets would be of the same weight, by shortening the distance between string connectors, you will be able to lower the bucket. Based on this, I can conclude that the correct answer here is choice D, neither. But this question is not as obvious. Do you have different considerations? Please make sure to share your thoughts and rationale in comments so we can all learn. To get us on the right track with this question and help you solve it, I would like to quote Nelson Mandela. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. So let's approach this assessment test question with determination and perseverance, recognizing that each obstacle we overcome brings us closer to success. You're presented with 3 buckets. Buckets are hanging from the strings, and you need to determine which bucket is the heaviest if all buckets are fixed to equal lengths flexible string. You have 4 choices. Choices are A, B, C, and last but not least, choice D, neither. The only thing obvious here is that this question may seem daunting at first, but I know you have the skills and creativity to tackle it. Trust in your abilities, and let's explore all possible solutions together. Let's tackle it as a team. Are you ready to show your answer? I have no doubts that together we will decode this tough question. And I hope you did give it a try. Remember that every attempt, regardless of the outcome, contributes to your growth and development. To get to the answer, let's first look at the question in more details. We have 3 buckets. Each bucket is connected to the string connectors with the string of the same length. All string connectors are on the same string line. And what we can visually see is that bucket A is in the highest position, bucket B is a little bit lower, and the bucket C is in the lowest position. What does it tell us? What we know from physics is that when multiple objects are suspended from the flexible string, they will settle into the state of equilibrium. In the state of equilibrium, the tension in the string will be equal at all points along its length. However, due to the differences in weight, the heavier bucket will exert a greater downward force on the string compared to the lighter buckets. As a result, the heavier bucket will cause more tension in the string, causing it to sag lower compared to the lighter buckets. This visual cue of the lower position of the bucket C can give you an impression that the bucket C is heavier, even though it may or may not be the case in the reality. But here's the caveat. This would only be true if the distance between string connectors would be the same. This introduces another consideration here, because distance A for the bucket A is greater than distance B, which is greater than distance C for the bucket C. Because the distance shortens between the string connectors, and distance A is greater than distance B, which is greater than distance C, this might explain why bucket B and bucket C is lower still. But it becomes obvious that because the distance between connector shortening, it's impossible to determine which bucket is the heaviest, since shortening of the distance from A to C can explain lower positioning of the bucket, even if buckets would have the same weight. Think about it, because it's very logical. Even if the buckets would be of the same weight, by shortening the distance between string connectors, you will be able to lower the bucket. Based on this, I can conclude that the correct answer here is choice D, neither. But this question is not as obvious. Do you have different considerations? Please make sure to share your thoughts and rationale in comments so we can all learn. It's hard to argue with famous Japanese proverb, which highlights amazing resilience. Fall down 7 times, stand up 8. Believe me, you would need all the resilience you can get when solving this question. You're presented with the group of shapes, and you need to determine how many rectangles are there. For your answer, you need to select only one out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 6, choice B, 12, choice C, 17, and last but not least, choice D, 18. Let me highlight one of the rectangles for you so you will get an idea. Seems easy, right? Or maybe no. Well, regardless of how you feel, I truly know that you have skills and creativity to tackle this question. Trust in your abilities, and let's explore all possible solutions together. Let's tackle it as a team. Are you ready to show your answer? Let's dive in and compare our solutions. Remember though, even if you're uncertain, keep your enthusiasm high. Each question, regardless of the outcome, offers a chance to learn and grow. I showed you one rectangle, right? But let me show you some tips to solve these types of questions. Number 1 tip is that some rectangles can be part of the larger or smaller shapes presented. And number 2 tip is that you need to use your imagination to determine total number of shapes. I think I already know the answer. Let me reveal all the shapes to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Would you agree that the answer should be choice A, 6? Well, I am having doubts now because I see more triangles. I also recalled the quote from Mary Holloway. Resilience is knowing that you're the only one who has the power and responsibility to pick yourself up. So I think it's time for me to keep looking. And you know what I discovered? After a little bit of time, I can see 6 additional rectangles here. Let me show them all to you. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I think we're done here. I am ready to select choice B, 12, as an answer. Are you? But wait, there is more. And now is the time to remember the quote from Mahatma Gandhi. Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from indomitable will. With this question, when you feel like quitting, you need to remember why you started. Let's uncover all of the rectangles, not just part of them. If you work hard, you can see 6 additional rectangles. Here they are. Number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So the correct answer here is choice D, 18. It's hard to deny, but to solve this question, we need to remember the words of Confucius. Our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. So let's embrace this challenge as an opportunity for growth and learning, knowing that resilience is the key to success. It is our time to demonstrate it and solve this question, learning new skills at the same time. You're presented with the equation, built with the matchsticks. The equation is not correct right now. An equation is 5 minus 3 equals 8. Your goal is to fix the equation by moving just one matchstick. Yes, just one. It seems so easy, but maybe it is or maybe it isn't. It is possible that this question may seem daunting at first, but I know you have the skills and creativity to tackle it. Trust your abilities and let's explore all possible solutions together. Let's tackle it as a team. Are you ready to show your answer? Let's embark on this journey together and assess our solutions. And if doubt arises, stay resilient. Each question attempted, regardless of the outcome, adds to your experience and knowledge bank. As I already mentioned, the solution here is simpler than you think. But to get to it, let's understand the rules of the matchstick problems. The first rule is that you cannot use less or greater signs. And the second rule is that you cannot use not equal sign. Wouldn't it be easy to just change the equal sign into greater sign and say 5 minus 3 greater than 8? Or to move pretty much any matchstick and make non-equal sign, and you wouldn't run out of options. You might be asking then, what moves are allowed? And there are a few. Movement of matchsticks from digit to digit, from sign to digit, and from digit to signs. Also, negative numbers are allowed. With that in mind, let's solve this equation. We need to move one matchstick from the digit 8 to the first digit. This changes the first digit to 9 and the last digit in this equation to 6. And the correct equation here is 9 minus 3 equals 6. With this question, I would like to echo the wisdom of Eleanor Roosevelt. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really look fear in the face. Let's confront this challenge with this assessment test questions head on, knowing that overcoming obstacles builds your resilience and your character. You're presented with 4 numbers, 17, 43, 37, and then comes the missing number you need to calculate, knowing that all 4 numbers average 30. Your choices for the answers are choice A, 21, choice B, 22, choice C, 23, and last but not least, choice D, 25. Well, this question may seem daunting at first, but I know you have the skills and creativity to tackle it. Trust in your abilities, and let's explore all possible solutions together. Let's tackle it as a team. Are you prepared to showcase your response? Let's move forward and see where it leads us. And if uncertainty lingers, stay motivated. Every effort made, whether successful or not, brings valuable insights and opportunities for improvement. And the solution here might be simpler than you think. If 4 numbers average 30, then sum of all 4 numbers should be 4 multiplied by 30 and equals 120. Which means that missing number can be calculated by subtracting the known numbers from 120. Let's calculate it. 120 minus 17 minus 43 and minus 37 equals 23. So the correct answer here is choice C, 23. It's hard to deny what Steve Jobs once said. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is a great work. Let's approach this assessment test question with passion and commitment to excellence to make sure we can tell ourselves once we're done that we tried it to the best of our abilities. You're presented with 2x4 matrix. The matrix has 7 numbers inside, and the 8th number is missing. The numbers are 4, 3, 9, 7, 1, 1, 9, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 3, choice B, 4, choice C, 5, and last but not least, choice D, 6. Well, I'm on the same page with you. This question may seem daunting at first, but I know you have the skills and creativity to tackle it. Trust in your abilities, and let's explore all possible solutions together. Let's tackle it as a team. Are you ready to show your answer? Let's embark on this exploration journey together and compare our solutions in the end. And if doubt arises, stay resilient and do your best. Each question you attempted, regardless of the outcome, adds to your experience and knowledge bank. The pattern here is tricky, but not unsolvable. Let's look at the first row. It has numbers 4, 9, 1, and 9. We need to double one digit number on the left and then double it again, adding 1 to both multiplications to calculate the 2-digit number on the right. Let's look at the example. 4 multiplied by 2 plus 1 equals 9. 9 multiplied by 2 plus 1 equals 19. Now we can calculate the missing number in the second row. 3 multiplied by 2 plus 1 equals 7. And 7 multiplied by 2 plus 1 equals 15. So the correct answer here is choice C, 5. Admit it or not, but genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. And this is not my quote, this is famously remarked by Thomas Edison. So let's put in the hard work and dedication required to excel in this assessment, knowing that consistent effort leads to greatness. You're presented with 3 shapes. Each shape has smiley face, arrow, and then hexagon. The 4th shape is missing. You need to determine which one to select and select the 4th shape out of 4 possible choices. Choices A, B, C, and D. This question may seem daunting at first, but I know you have the skills and creativity to tackle it. Trust your abilities and let's explore all the possible solutions together. Let's tackle it as a team. Are you prepared to showcase your response? Let's move forward and see where it leads us. And if uncertainty lingers, stay motivated. Every effort made, whether successful or not, brings valuable insights and opportunities for improvement. The way to solve these types of problems is to look at 3 original shapes and determine the pattern. The pattern exists for every shape inside the matrix. For example, if you look closely, you will see that arrow rotates counterclockwise. This is probably the easiest pattern to determine. But hey, there are 2 other patterns because there are 2 other shapes. For example, smiley face moves from corner to corner clockwise. And then hexagon rotates alongside the edges counterclockwise and also changes the fill from gray to white. With that in mind, let's determine the final shape. Based on our logic, the arrow should be pointing at 6 o'clock. The hexagon should have white fill and should be in the upper right corner, and smiley face should be on the opposite side of hexagon in the bottom left corner. So the correct answer here is choice A. It's hard to argue with Albert Einstein, who once said, imagination is more important than knowledge. So let's harness our creativity and think outside of the box to tackle this problem-solving question with fresh perspective. You're presented with 3 shapes. Each shape has 5 squares, and each square has a number inside. The numbers for the first shape are 7, 5, 5, 6, and then 5 in the middle. For the second shape, the numbers are 4, 7, 9, 4, and then number 8 in the middle. For the third shape, the numbers are 2, 5, 8, 3, 3, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 0, choice B, 1, choice C, 5, and last but not least, choice D, 7. Are you starting to doubt yourself? Don't worry, it's totally natural to encounter challenges. Just remember what Mr. Einstein said, imagination is more important than the knowledge. Keep in mind that every problem has a solution, and I believe you will find it with your ingenuity and perseverance. Let's tackle this as a team. Are you prepared to showcase your response? Let's move forward and see where it leads us. And if uncertainty lingers, stay motivated. Every effort made, whether successful or not, brings valuable insights and opportunities for improvement. You will be surprised how simple the pattern is. The pattern here is that difference of multiplied diagonal numbers calculates the middle number. Let's look at the example with the first shape. 7 multiplied by 5 minus 5 multiplied by 6 equals 5. Let's continue to the next shape. 4 multiplied by 9 minus 4 multiplied by 7 equals 8. And now we can calculate the missing number. 2 multiplied by 8 minus 5 multiplied by 3 equals 1. So the correct answer here is choice B, 1. It's hard to deny that every question holds an opportunity for growth, and we need to approach each one with curiosity and determination, knowing that each attempt brings you closer to mastery. You're presented with 3 cool-looking shapes. Each shape has 7 numbers inside. The first shape has numbers 8, 7, 2, 5, 6, 9, and then number 5 in the middle. The second shape has numbers 3, 4, 7, 8, 1, 6, and then number 7 in the middle. The third shape has numbers 0, 3, 9, 6, 2, 5, and then in the middle comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 0, choice B, 1, choice C, 2, and last but not least, choice D, 3. If you're like me, you might have doubts about this question, but don't worry, it's totally natural to encounter challenges. Remember though, every problem has a solution, and I believe you will find it with your ingenuity and perseverance. Let's tackle it as a team. Are you prepared to showcase your response? Let's start the discussion and see where it leads us. And if uncertainty lingers, stay motivated. Every effort made, whether successful or not, brings valuable insights and opportunities for improvement. As you might have guessed, to calculate the number, we need to detect the pattern. And pattern here is simple, but not very obvious. The pattern is that the sum of all inside numbers minus the sum of the outside numbers calculates the middle number. Let's look at the example. In the first shape, the inside numbers are 5, 7, and 9. And the sum of 5, 7, and 9 minus the sum of 2, 6, and 8 equals 5. Let's confirm our calculations by looking at the second shape. 6 plus 4 plus 8 minus 1 plus 3 plus 7 equals 7. And now we can calculate the missing number. 5 plus 3 plus 6 minus 2 plus 0 plus 9 equals 3. So the correct answer here is choice D, 3. You can't argue with Winston Churchill, who famously said, "Success is a stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm," which means that we need to embrace failure as a stepping stone to success. And this is very true for this question. Let's keep trying to solve it without any loss of enthusiasm. You're presented with 3 pairs of numbers. The first pair is 43 and then 3, 4, 7. The second pair is 57 and 75, 12. And then the third pair only has the first number, which is 89. And you need to calculate the second number in the pair, which could be selected out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 98, 17. Choice B, 98, 23. Choice C, 89, 19. And choice D, 87, 57. Are you feeling a bit overwhelmed by this question? Well, I feel exactly the same way. But remember Winston Churchill. Take a moment to regroup and approach it with the fresh perspective. You are capable of overcoming any obstacle, and I'm here to support you every step on the way. Let's tackle this as a team. Are you eager to present your solution? Let's start exploring and see where our paths converge. And if uncertainty creeps in, stay positive. Every question tackled, regardless of the outcome, contributes to your learning journey. The trick with this question is that the pattern is very simple but not very obvious. What we need to do, we need to reverse the digits and add together to obtain the final number. Let's look at the example. If we pretend that the first two digits are A and B, then the result would be BA and B plus A. Let's take a look at the example. Let's start with 43. On the other side of the pair, it would be 34, which are reverse digits for 43, and sum of 3 and 4. So the end result would be 347. Let's continue and look at the second pair. 57 equals 75 and 7 plus 5, which would be equal 7512. Now we can calculate the missing number. 89 will be equal 98 and 8 plus 9, which would be equal 9817. So the correct answer here is choice A, 9817. You might have heard the famous quote, "The only person you should be better than is the person you were yesterday," which encourages us to focus on continuous self-improvement. Even though the author of this quote is not known, it is very applicable to you. Keep working on this question now to improve your cognitive skills, and you will be a smarter person tomorrow. You're presented with 7 circles. Each circle has numbers inside. The numbers are 56, 114, 230, 462, 926, 1854, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 3670, choice B, 3710, choice C, 3750, and last but not least, 3790. Are you feeling doubts about this question? Well, I feel the same way. But don't worry, it's natural to encounter challenges. Remember, every problem has a solution, and I believe you will find it with your ingenuity and perseverance. Let's tackle it as a team. Are you eager to present your solution? Let's start exploring and see where our paths converge. And if uncertainty creeps in, stay positive. Every question tackled, regardless of the outcome, contributes to your learning journey. If you have guessed that numbers represent the sequence, you've guessed correctly. In fact, numbers represent the sequence starting from 56. Next number is calculated as the previous number plus 1, and result is multiplied by 2. Let's look at the example. 56 plus 1 equals 57. 57 multiplied by 2 equals 114. Let's verify that our pattern calculations are correct. 114 plus 1 multiplied by 2 does equal 230. 230 plus 1 multiplied by 2 does equal 462. 462 plus 1 multiplied by 2 does equal 926. And 926 plus 1 multiplied by 2 equals 1854. So now is the time to calculate the missing number. 1854 plus 1 multiplied by 2 equals 3710. So the correct answer is choice B, 3710. Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Believe you can, and you're halfway there." Your belief in yourself is the first step toward success. Same is true in you tackling this question. Stay positive even when facing tough questions like this, because every challenge presents a chance to expand your knowledge and refine your approach, paving a way for stronger performance in the future. You're presented with 4 numbers. In fact, the 4th number is missing. And the question is, if 4 numbers below average 20, you need to calculate the missing number. Once calculated, you need to select the answer out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 17, choice B, 18, choice C, 19, and choice D, 20. Are you having doubts about this question? Don't worry, it's natural to encounter challenges. I feel exactly the same way. But remember, every problem has a solution, and I believe you will find it with your ingenuity and perseverance. Let's tackle it as a team. Are you ready to present your solution? Let's start exploring and see where our paths converge. And if uncertainty creeps in, stay positive. Every question tackled, regardless of the outcome, contributes to your learning journey. And the solution here might be easier than you think. If 4 numbers average 20, the sum of all 4 numbers should be 4 multiplied by 20 and equals 80. The missing number can be calculated by subtracting known numbers from 80. So the missing number can be calculated as 80 minus 27 minus 17 minus 19 and equals 17. So the correct answer here is choice A, 17. As you're probably well aware, Henry Ford is known not just the father of modern assembly line, but he has also coined an amazingly accurate wisdom widely used to help people challenge their thinking and improve themselves. Whether you believe you can or believe you can't, you are right. Same is true for you trying to solve this interesting and tricky question. You are presented with 3 cool-looking triangles. Each triangle has 4 numbers inside and 1 number on the top in the circle. For the first triangle, the numbers inside are 1, 3, and 4, 2 on the top, and 6 in the middle inside the other shaded triangle. The second triangle has numbers 3, 2, and 4, number 3 on the top, and number 7 in the middle. And then the last, third triangle has numbers 5, 4, and 6, number 2 on the top, and then missing number in the middle. You need to calculate the missing number and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 13, choice B, 14, choice C, 15, and last but not least, choice D, 16. Are you feeling challenged by this question? That's completely normal. Remember though, sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective. Let's approach this with fresh eyes and innovative thinking. Are you ready to showcase your solution? Let's get into it to see how our answers match up. And even if you don't have the answer, don't get discouraged. Keep your spirits up, even if you're unsure. Every question, whether answered correctly or not, is a chance to gain valuable insights and refine your skills for future success. To solve these types of challenges, you need to detect the pattern. Typically, the missing number is the result of the calculations. And in this case, the pattern is that the bottom left number added to the upper triangle number in the power of the number in the circle minus the bottom right number calculates the number in the shaded triangle. Let's look at the example. 1 plus 3 in the power of 2 minus 4 equals 6. This is how number inside the shaded triangle was calculated. Let's verify this logic with the second triangle. 3 plus 2 in the power of 3 minus 4 equals 7. Now we can easily calculate the missing number. 5 plus 4 in the power of 2 minus 6 equals 15. So the correct answer here is choice C, 15. As you might already know, C.J. Lewis, famously known for his amazing bestseller Alice in Wonderland, once wisely noted, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream." Same is true with you, setting a goal of finding the best possible job for you and doing everything in your power to get there, including solving this tricky question. You're presented with an expression, 16 minus 4 divided by 1/4 plus 1 equals the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 16, choice B, 1, choice C, 13.75, and last but not least, choice D, 0. Feeling challenged? Well, that's completely normal. This was my first feeling when I saw this question. But remember, sometimes the simplest solution is the most effective. Let's approach this with fresh eyes and innovative thinking. Are you ready with your answer? Let's jump right in and compare the notes. And if you're feeling unsure, don't lose heart. Every attempt, whether correct or not, is an opportunity to enhance your understanding and improve your abilities. This question is tricky in 2 dimensions. The first, you need to understand which operations to do first. For that, you need to understand the PEMDAS. Remember parentheses, exponents, multiplications, divisions, additions, and subtractions. This order tells us that we need to do the division first. I put parentheses around 4 divided by 1/4. Now, the second tricky part of this question is what 4 divided by 1/4 is. And the result here is equal 4 multiplied by 4 and equals 16. Now we can easily solve the original expression. The result will be calculated as 16 minus 16, result of this division operation, plus 1, and would be equal to 1. So the correct answer here is choice B, 1. It might come to you as a surprise what Winston Churchill once said: "Success is not final. Failure is not final. It's the courage to continue that counts." Same way is you have the power to persevere through any challenge, including this question. The key is not to give up, but keep trying. You're presented with the square, which has 16 numbers inside, and one number is missing. The numbers are, starting from the upper left corner, 3, 9, 2, and 4 in the first row, 4, 7, 2, and 2 in the second row, 5, 7, 2, and 4 in the third row, and then the last row contains numbers 6, 8, 2, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 2, choice B, 4, choice C, 6, and choice D, 8. Are you finding this question tricky? Well, that's the sign you're stretching your problem-solving muscles. Embrace the challenge, think creatively, and let's work through this together. I know you've got what it takes. Are you excited to share your solution? Let's roll up our sleeves and begin the comparison. Remember though, even if uncertainty looms, keep your optimism shining. Every challenge encountered, whether conquered or not, fosters growth and resilience. The pattern here is rather simple. The last 2 digits in each row are equal to the sum of the first 2 digits multiplied by 2. Let's look at the example. The first row has numbers 3, 9, 2, and 4. 3 plus 9 equals 12, multiplied by 2 equals 24. Let's look at the other rows. 4 plus 7 multiplied by 2 equals 11 multiplied by 2 and equals 22. 5 plus 7 multiplied by 2 equals 24. And then the last row where we calculate the missing number, where 6 plus 8 multiplied by 2 equals 28. So the correct answer here is choice D, 8. You can't argue with Steve Jobs, who famously recommended to find passion in your endeavors and indicated that success will follow. His famous quote, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do," is truly applicable to you solving this question and make it enjoyable to embrace challenges in life to make progress. You're presented with 3 circles. Each circle has 3 numbers inside. The first circle has numbers 27, 37, and 16. The second circle has numbers 25, 47, and 18. And then the third circle has numbers 23, 53, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 17, choice B, 18, choice C, 19, and choice D, 21. Are you feeling challenged? Remember Steve Jobs, you have to enjoy the process. And the advice I am going to give you is that simple solutions sometimes are the most effective. Let's approach this with fresh eyes and innovative thinking. Are you ready to showcase your work? Let's get into it and see how our answers match up. And even if you don't have an answer, don't get discouraged. Keep your spirits up, and if you are unsure, every question, whether answered correctly or not, is a chance to gain valuable insights and refine your skills for future success. The pattern here is rather simple. Bottom right number is calculated as the sum of the bottom left number and the upper number divided by 4. Let's look at the example in the first circle. 27 plus 37 divided by 4 equals 16. Let's verify this pattern with the second circle. 25 plus 47 divided by 4 equals 18. Now we can easily calculate the missing number. 23 plus 53 divided by 4 equals 19. So the correct answer here is choice C, 19. I hope you would agree with me that we can't let uncertainty dampen our confidence. You need to view each question as a stepping stone toward greater understanding, and with each attempt, you're improving your abilities and inching closer to your goals. You're presented with 3 groups of squares. Each square has a number inside. The first group has numbers 7, 3, and 31. The second group has numbers 5, 4, and 29. And then the third group has numbers 8, 2, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 21. Choice B, 23. Choice C, 26. And last but not least, choice D, 31. Do you think it's a challenging question? It very well might be, but keep in mind that the solution might be simpler than you think. And instead of feeling how hard it is, I would like you to focus on thinking out of the box. Rest assured, you're not trying to solve this alone. Regardless of your experience in problem solving, I believe in your abilities. Pause for a moment, harness your creativity, and let's face this challenge together. The answer is just waiting to be discovered. Are you ready to showcase your solution? Let's get into it and see how our answers match up. And even if you don't have the answer, don't get discouraged. Keep your spirits up, even if you're unsure. With every question, whether answered correctly or not, it's a chance to gain valuable insights and refine your skills for future success. Hopefully I didn't disappoint you saying that the answer might be simpler than you think. In fact, the pattern here is that the lower number is calculated as a result of multiplication plus the sum of additions of the upper numbers. Let's look at the example. The first group of squares has number 7 and 3 in the top. 7 multiplied by 3 plus 7 plus 3 in parentheses equals 31. Let's look at the second group. 5 multiplied by 4 plus 5 plus 4 equals 29. Now we can calculate the missing number. 8 multiplied by 2 plus 8 plus 2 equals 26. So the correct answer here is choice C, 26. It's hard to deny, but with this question, we have to embrace the uncertainty of not knowing the answer. But keep in mind, though, that doing your best in trying to solve this question is also a chance for you to showcase your resilience and problem-solving skills. You're presented with 4 squares. Each square has 4 numbers inside. The first square has numbers 17, 15, 34, and 11. The second square has numbers 12, 18, 28, and 19. The third square has numbers 21, 10, 30, and 16. And then comes the fourth square, which has numbers 27, 17, 25, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 8, choice B, 23, choice C, 26, and last but not least, choice D, 31. Do you think it's a tough challenge? Well, the solution might be simpler than you think. Let me show you the pattern. Look, all numbers here are 2-digit numbers. And then choice A is only 1 digit, so probably we can eliminate it. Wouldn't you agree? And then you have a 33.3% of solving this question by just selecting one of the answers, B through D. Obviously, it was a joke. This question may or may not have the pattern that's easy to understand. But instead of thinking how hard it is to solve this question, I would like you to start thinking out of the box. Rest assured, you're not trying to solve this question alone. Regardless of your expertise in problem solving, I believe in your abilities. Pause for a moment, harness your creativity, and let's face this challenge together. The answer is just waiting for you to be discovered. Are you ready to showcase your solution? Let's get into it and see how our answers match up. And even if you don't have the answer, don't get discouraged. Keep your spirits up even if you're unsure. Every question, whether answered correctly or not, is a chance for you to gain valuable insights and refine your skills for future success. The pattern in this question is rather simple. Sum of all the numbers inside of each square equals 77. Let's look at the example. In the first square, if we add up 17, 15, 11, and 34, the end result of this is 77. Let's confirm it with the second square. 12 plus 18 plus 19 plus 28 also equals 77. Believe it or not, but in third square, 21 plus 10 plus 16 plus 30 also equals 77. Now we can calculate the missing number. We need to do calculations a little differently here. 27 plus 17 plus 25 equals 69. 77 minus 69 equals 8. So the correct answer here is choice A, 8. One has to acknowledge that we need to think of this question as a friendly competition with ourselves. Every correct answer is a personal victory, and you're on the track to set a new high score in the game of knowledge. In this question, you're presented with 6 containers. 3 first containers are filled with liquid, and you need to rearrange the containers by touching only one of them. This question seems unsolvable, but hey, I believe in your abilities. Pause for a moment, harness your creativity, and let's face this challenge together. The answer is just waiting for your insightful touch. Are you ready to showcase your solution? Let's get into it and see how our answers match up. Together, we'll unravel the complexities of this assessment test question. I'll ask you for a favor though, and specifically to share your thought process in comments. Your insight might hold the key for all of us to learn and improve. And even if you didn't have the answer, don't get discouraged. Keep your spirits up even if you're unsure. Every question, whether answered correctly or not, is a chance to gain valuable insights and refine your skills for future success. Typical way of thinking to solve this question is just to move the glasses. And to move the glasses, it requires you to touch 2 containers. But to actually solve it, you need to think out of the box. And out of the box thinking is rather simple. You need to pour the water from one glass to another. Take the second glass from the left and pour the water into the second from the end container. Empty glass container and return it back, only touching one container. Admit it or not, but we need to consider this question as a chapter in the adventure novel of your learning journey. The more chapters you complete, the more epic your score of success becomes. You're presented with 5 mathematical equations. Well, those equations look unusual. The first equation is 1 plus 1 equals 13. 1 plus 2 equals 15. 2 plus 2 equals 26. 2 plus 3 equals 28. 3 plus 3 equals the missing number which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 35. Choice B, 37. Choice C, 39. And last but not least, choice D, 41. I wonder, what's your first impression of this challenge? I don't want you to think of this one as a tough challenge. Rest assured, you're not trying to solve it alone. Regardless of your experience in problem solving, I believe in your abilities. Pause for a moment, harness your creativity, and let's face this challenge together. The answer is just waiting for your insightful touch. Are you ready to showcase your solution? Let's get into it to see how our answers match up. And even if you don't have the answer, don't get discouraged. Keep your spirits up even if you're unsure. Every question, whether answered correctly or not, is a chance to gain valuable insights and refine your skills for future success. As you might have guessed, to solve these equations, you need to think out of the box and recognize the pattern. But pattern here is rather simple. To get to the final result, the traditional math here is supplemented by adding the number which is represented by combination of 2 digits. Let's look at the example. The initial first equation is 1 plus 1 equals 13. But in addition to 1 plus 1 math, we need to add 11, the combination of digits 1 and 1. So the final math would be 1 plus 11 plus 1, and then the result equals 13. Let's look at other expressions to validate our assumption. 1 plus 2 equals 1 plus 12 plus 2 and equals 15. 2 plus 2 equals 2 plus 22 plus 2 and equals 26. 2 plus 3 equals 2 plus 23 plus 3 and equals 28, which allows us to calculate the missing number. 3 plus 3 equals 3 plus 33 plus 3 and equals 39. So the correct answer here is choice C, 39. With this question, I would like you to imagine yourself as a chef crafting a gourmet meal of intelligence. And the correct answer here will represent a perfectly seasoned ingredient, and the final dish is a banquet of your achievement. You're presented with 3 diamonds. Each diamond has 4 numbers inside. The first diamond has numbers 1, 2, 3, see a pattern here, and then comes the number 14. Second diamond has numbers 2, 3, and 4, another pattern, and then comes the number 29. The third diamond has numbers 3, 4, 5, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 45, choice B, 48, choice C, 50, and last but not least, choice D, 52. I wish I would know what your first impression is about this question. What I do know is that I don't want you to think of this as a tough challenge. I would like you instead to focus on thinking out of the box. Rest assured, you are not trying to solve this challenge alone. Regardless of your experience in problem solving, I believe in your abilities. Pause for a moment, harness your creativity, and let's face this tough challenge together. The answer is just waiting for your insightful touch. Are you ready to showcase your solution? Let's get into it and see how our answers match up. And even if you don't have the answer, don't get discouraged. Keep your spirits up even if you're unsure. Every question, whether answered correctly or not, is a chance to gain valuable insights and refine your skills for future success. As you probably might have guessed, the first 3 digits in a diamond do not represent the pattern. And the pattern here is that the bottom number is calculated as a sum of other numbers squared. Let's look at the example. First diamond has numbers 1, 2, and 3, and number 14 is the result of the calculation. Let's look at the calculations. 1 squared plus 2 squared plus 3 squared equals 1 plus 4 plus 9 and equals 14. Let's do the math for the second diamond. 2 squared plus 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 4 plus 9 plus 16 and equals 29. Now we can calculate the missing number. 3 squared plus 4 squared plus 5 squared equals 9 plus 16 plus 25 and equals 50. So the correct answer here is choice C, 50. Admit it or not, but solving this problem is just like finding a piece of the treasure map. Each solved question reveals a clue, guiding you closer to the hidden treasure of your full potential. You are presented with unusually looking but very cool 4 circle shapes. There are 3 groups of 4 circle shapes, and each shape inside this group has a number inside. In the first shape, the numbers are 3, 7, 5, and then number 2 in the middle. In the second group, the numbers are 4, 14, 6, and then number 3 in the middle. And then in the third group, the numbers are 5, 23, number 4 in the middle, and then comes the missing number in the bottom left corner, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 5, choice B, 6, choice C, 7, and choice D, 8. Don't get discouraged by thinking this is a tough one. This question very well might be, but because you're not trying to solve it alone, you have a great chances of finding the answer. Regardless of your experience in problem solving, I believe in your abilities. Pause for a moment, harness your creativity, and let's face this challenge together. The answer is just waiting for your insightful touch. Are you ready to showcase your solution? Let's get into it and see how our answers match up. Together, we will unravel the complexities of this assessment test question. I'll ask you for a favor though, and specifically to share your thought process in comments. Your insights might hold the key for all of us to learn and improve. And remember, not having all the answers is part of the learning process. Embrace challenges as opportunities to grow, and with each question, you will be one step closer to mastering the material. Just like in the magic trick, the answer might surprise you. But the pattern here is rather simple. You need to multiply bottom left number by the middle number and then subtract the top number to get to the result in the bottom right corner. Let's look at the example. 5 multiplied by 2 minus 3 equals 7. Let's continue the calculations in the next group. 6 multiplied by 3 minus 4 equals 14. And then let's calculate the missing number. 7 multiplied by 4 minus 5 equals 23. So the correct answer here is choice C, 7. With this question, I want you to remember, you are not just answering it, you are embarking on a journey of discovery and growth. Let's every correct response be a milestone on your path to excellence, and let's convert every incorrect one into the lesson learned. You're presented with the circle, which is broken down into the 8 equal parts. Each section in the circle has number inside. The numbers are 35, 47, 34, 37, 49, 68, 57, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 17, choice B, 20, choice C, 23, and last but not least, choice D, 25. Do you think it's a tough one? Rest assured, you're not trying to solve it alone. Regardless of your expertise in problem solving, I believe in your abilities. Pause for a moment, harness your creativity, and let's face this challenge together. The answer is just waiting your insightful touch. Are you ready to showcase your solution? Let's get into it, and let's see how our answers match up. Together, we will unravel the complexities of this assessment test question. I'll ask you for a favor though, and specifically to share your thought process in comments. Your insights might hold the key for all of us to learn and improve. And even if you don't have the answer, don't get discouraged. Just like every cloud has a silver lining, every challenging question carries a lesson waiting to be discovered. You will learn and improve with each question and do better next time. If you look closely at the circle, you can recognize the pattern. The numbers on the opposite side of the left-sided numbers are calculated as a product of digits of the right-side numbers, minus 1. Let's look at the example. At 11 o'clock, we see number 57. 5 multiplied by 7 minus 1 brings us to 34, which is the calculated number on the opposite side. Let's apply the same principles to calculate the other numbers. 6 multiplied by 8 minus 1 equals 47. 4 multiplied by 9 minus 1 equals 36 minus 1 and equals 35. Now we can do the missing number. 3 multiplied by 7 minus 1 equals 20. So the correct answer here is choice B, 20. Some might argue that attempting this problem is like playing hide and seek with a ghost. It may seem elusive, but with a little persistence, you will uncover the mystery. But I see this question like a garden of opportunities. It may be a seed that, when nurtured, grows into knowledge. Your goal is to determine the opposite business word pairs. You already presented with one pair, innovative versus conventional. And you need to find the opposite business word pairs for other words, which are transparent, collaborative, strategic, and stable. Feel like you stumbled upon a tough one? Well, it's not that difficult to solve, and I have full trust in your problem-solving capabilities. Whether you're a problem-solving veteran or a newcomer, I believe in your capabilities. Take a moment to reflect, tap into your creativity, and let's tackle this challenge together. The answer is just waiting to be discovered. Are you ready with your version of the solution? I hope you are, so let's move forward and compare our versions of the answer. I think the opposite of transparent is the word opaque. Opaque in business describes the lack of transparency or clarity, where the information or processes are unclear, making it difficult for stakeholders to understand or access. The example of the sentence with the word might be, the financial report was so opaque that investors struggled to understand the company's true financial health. The opposite of the word collaborative is independent. Independent in business denotes autonomy and self-reliance, indicating the ability for the entity or individual to operate without unique influence or reliance on external factors. The example of the sentence with this word might be, the entrepreneur decided to start an independent consulting firm, free from constraints of a traditional corporate structure. The opposite of the word strategic in business is tactical. Tactical in business sense relates to actions or strategies that are carefully planned and executed to achieve short-term goals or respond to immediate challenges within an overall strategic framework. The example of the sentence was this word might be, the marketing team implemented a tactical campaign to boost sales during the holiday season, targeting specific demographics with precision. And the opposite of the word stable could be volatile. Volatility in business refers to the degree of unpredictability and variability in market conditions, prices, or other factors. The example of the sentence with this word might be, the stock market became highly volatile, with prices fluctuating dramatically in response to global economic uncertainties. Did you come up with any different alternatives? If you did, please make sure to share them in comments so we can all learn. It's hard to deny, but understanding this particular question is like decoding a secret message. Once you crack it, you feel like a secret agent of knowledge. In fact, patience and mental skills that you're building by practicing this question is the key that unlocks the door to success in the assessment journey as well as in life. You're presented with 9 numbers and need to determine all prime numbers in this series. The numbers are 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39. And your answer should be selected out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 31 and 39. Choice B, 35 and 37. Choice C, 31 and 37. And last but not least, choice D, 35 and 39. Feel like you're stuck on a challenging problem? Well, you're not alone in facing this hurdle. I feel exactly the same way. But whether you're problem-solving pro or a novice, I trust your skills. Take a brief pause, unleash your creative thinking, and let's confront this obstacle as a team. Your answer is eagerly awaiting your discovery. Are you ready with your solution? I hope you are, so let's move forward and compare our versions of the answer. Let's first understand what the prime numbers are. Prime numbers are natural numbers greater than 1 that can only be evenly divided by 1 in themselves, having no other positive divisors. The simple prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and then you continue going up. What's interesting is that the prime numbers are fundamental in number theory and play a crucial role in various mathematical and cryptographic applications. To solve this challenge, we need to go through each number and check if it's divisible by any smaller numbers. Let's start with number 31 and see if it's divisible by any smaller numbers like 2, 3, 4, and so on. Once you do it, you realize that it's not divisible. We can even try a square root of 31 and only to learn that it's not divisible, which means that it is a prime number. 32 can be divided by 2 and the end result of this is 16, so 32 is not a prime number. Same with 33, it can be divided by 3. 34 can be divided by 2, 35 can be divided by 5, 36 can be divided by 2, 37 is a prime number. You can go through the same chain of exploration as we did for number 31. 38 is not a prime number, and 39 is not a prime number. So the correct answer here is choice C, 31 and 37. It's hard to argue, but figuring out this question is like making a sandwich. There are a lot of layers, and sometimes all you need to do is just take a bite to understand it. But I feel what's easy to understand is that tackling this particular assessment test question sharpens your mind and fuels your love for challenges. You're presented with 4 expressions, and you need to sort the results of these expressions in descending order. The first expression is 1/5 plus 3/4. Second expression is square root of 1 minus 1/10. Third expression is 1.2 minus 1/4. And the fourth expression is 0.9 multiplied by 1.1. Take a close look at these expressions, do the math, and then select your answer out of 4 possible choices. Choice A represents descending order as 1, 2, 3, and 4. Choice B represents as 4, 3, 2, 1. Choice C, 2, 3, 4, 1. And last but not least, choice D, 4, 3, 1, 2. Feel like you stumbled upon a tough one? Well, it's easy to understand that. But you're not alone in this journey. Whether you're a problem-solving veteran or a newcomer, I believe in your capabilities. Take a moment to reflect, tap into your creativity, and let's tackle this challenge together. Your answer is just waiting to be discovered. Are you ready with your solution? I hope you are, so let's move forward and compare our versions for the answer. The easiest way to solve this challenge is to complete the calculations and convert the results into the decimal system. In the first expression, to add these fractions, you need a common denominator, which is 20. So 1/5 becomes 4/20 and 3/4 becomes 15/20. 4/20 plus 15/20 equals 19/20 and equals 0.95. In the second expression, square root of 1 is 1. 1 minus 1/10 equals 9/10 and equals 0.9. A third expression can be calculated as 1.2 minus 0.25, and the end result of this would be 0.95. The result of multiplication in the fourth expression equals 0.99. Now it's time to do the sorting. Our highest value is 0.99, which is the fourth expression. Then we have two expressions with the same value. The result of expression 3, 0.95, equals the result of the expression 1, which is 19/20. And our smallest value on the list is the result of the expression 2, which is 0.9. What's especially interesting here is that even though results of expressions 3 and 1 are the same, the correct answer choice is only one, which is choice D, 4, 3, 1, 2. I think you would agree that solving this problem is like trying to find your keys in the dark. You know they're somewhere, but it's a real puzzle. Who knows, maybe this question is trying to teach us patience, which is a virtue. You're presented with 3 triangles. They all have numbers inside. First triangle has number 1 in the middle and numbers 2, 9, and 3 on the sides. Second triangle has number 2 in the middle and numbers 3, 7, and 1 on the sides. And then the third triangle has number 4 in the middle, numbers 7 and 5 on the sides, and it has the missing number in the bottom right corner. You need to calculate and select the missing number out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 15. Choice B, 17. Choice C, 19. And last but not least, choice D, 21. Do you feel like you stumbled upon a tough one? Well, we need to find our keys. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. Whether you're a problem-solving veteran or a newcomer, I believe in your capabilities. Take a moment to reflect, tap into your creativity, and let's tackle this challenge together. Your answer is just waiting to be discovered. Are you ready with your solution? I hope you are, so let's move forward and compare our versions of the answer. If you looked closely enough, you might have noticed that numbers here are calculated across all 3 triangles horizontally. Let's look at the examples. On the top of 3 triangles, there are numbers 2, 3, and 7. 2 plus 3 plus 1 equals 7. So the pattern here is that the number in the right triangle is the sum of numbers from the left and the middle triangles with addition of the increment. Let's look at other examples. The middle number, 1 plus 2 plus 1 equals 4. 3 plus 1 plus 1 equals 5. So the missing number will be calculated as 9 plus 7 plus 1, and the result would be 17. So the correct answer here is choice B, 17. You know, I feel just like my old math book from high school. Why did math book look sad during the test? Because it had too many problems. But hey, I have you, and together we can solve any question, even this one. You're presented with unusually looking shapes. Shapes have numbers inside. The middle number in the first shape is 17. Numbers in a circle are 4, 7, and 3. And numbers inside the large circle are 10, 2, and 5. In the second shape, the middle number is 16. The numbers in the small circle are 3, 4, and 1. And the numbers inside the large circle are 12, 4, and 3. Third circle looks a little bit more challenging, just a little, because 2 numbers are missing. But the numbers in the small circle are 5, 7, and 2, and there are 2 numbers inside the large circles, 6 and 3. And just like I said, 2 numbers are missing, and you need to calculate and select them out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 14 and 21. Choice B, 16 and 23. Choice C, 18 and 25. And last but not least, choice D, 20 and 27. You feel like you stumbled upon a tough one? Well, you're not alone. But remember, nothing is too challenging for you. You can do anything. Your answer is just waiting to be discovered. Are you ready? Let's move forward and discover the solution together. If you look closely, you can easily recognize the pattern. In fact, outside numbers form clockwise addition expression with the result at 8 o'clock, and inside numbers form multiplication expression with the result at 2 o'clock. A middle number is the sum of results of both calculations for inside and outside numbers. Let's look at the example. If you look closely at the numbers in small circles, 3, 4, and 7, you can easily see that 3 plus 4 equals 7. Let's look at the numbers inside of the larger circle. 5 multiplied by 2 equals 10. You need to move counterclockwise here. 7 and 10 are results of the calculations. 10 plus 7 equals 17, which represents the middle number. Make sure you verify the pattern in the middle shape, but I am going to switch to the third shape, which has 2 numbers missing. 2 plus 5 equals 7. These are the calculations in small circles. 6 multiplied by 3 equals 18. These are the calculations inside the large circle. And 7 plus 18 equals 25. So the correct answer here is choice C, numbers 18 and 25. Let's face it, cracking this particular question is like teaching a giraffe to limbo. A tall order, but once you bend your mind around it, the success is a real stretch. This question might be secretly measuring our ability to handle mental acrobatics to deal with unusually looking shapes. Speaking about shapes, you're presented with 4 shapes, and 3 of them are very unusual, and you need to determine which shape has the longest perimeter. Your goal is to select the answer out of 4 possible choices. Choices A, B, C, and D. You feel like you stumbled upon a tough task? Well, you are not alone in this journey. I feel exactly the same way. But whether you're a problem-solving veteran or a newcomer, I believe in your capabilities. Take a moment to reflect, tap into your creativity, and let's tackle this challenge together. Your answer is just waiting to be discovered. Are you ready with your solution? If you need a little help, gear up for the explanation. Together, we will unravel the complexities of this question. I will ask you for a favor though, and specifically to share your thought process in comments. Your insights might hold the key for all of us to learn and improve. To solve this challenge, let's look at some important considerations. You might have noticed that all shapes here consist of the same square building block. But because shapes are so dramatically different, perimeter of the shape can be calculated in 2 different ways. The first way is to calculate the total length of the boundaries. The example here might be shape C. And the second way to calculate the perimeter might be sum of length of all of the sides. An example of this shape might be square, which is represented by shape A. Because the squares are all the same, we can assume that we can use square as 1 unit in the calculation. For example, the rightmost side in the shape C could be calculated as 4 units, and the rightmost side in the square would consist of 3 units. To calculate the perimeter of shape A, we need to sum up both of its sides and multiply it by 2. 3 plus 3 in parentheses multiplied by 2 equals 12. Perimeter of shape A can be measured as 12 units. Now let's look at shape B. Here we need to manually count the boundary squares. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, and 20. So perimeter for shape B consists of 20 units. Same thing is for shape C. Please verify my math, and if I made a mistake, post it in comments. But shape D is different. Let's do the math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, and 22. which means that the shape's D perimeter is the longest with 22 units. So the correct answer here is choice D. You would have to agree that untangling this data analytics puzzle is like explaining music to a plant. You have to start with the roots and hope that harmony eventually grows. You're presented with 7 terms, and you need to identify all terms related to data analytics. The terms are pivot, CVS, range, query, pilot, duplicate, and pylon. Feeling challenged? And that's okay. It's a tricky question. But whether you're a seasoned solver or casual question explorer, I have faith in your problem-solving abilities. Give it a time it deserves, think outside the box, and watch the pieces fall into place. I have full confidence that you've got what it takes. Are you ready with your solution? Or at least excited for a mental workout and to learn the answer? Let's tackle this puzzle together and explore the complexities of this question. Don't forget to share your brilliance in comments. Your ideas and solution might be the breakthrough we need. Let's start with the incorrect answers. The 3 incorrect answers I identified are CVS, which is a pharmacy and retail company. The term CVS sounds similar to CSV, which is comma-separated values, and is used in data analytics. The second incorrect term is pilot. Pilot is a person who operates aircraft and spacecraft, and it sounds similar to pivot. For example, pivot tables are used in data analytics. And the third incorrect answer is pylon, which represents a tall structure used to support something such as bridge or power lines. And it sounds very similar to Python, which is the language that is used in data analytics. And now let's look at the correct answer. The first correct answer is pivot. In data analytics, a pivot refers to reorganizing and summarizing data to gain insights by changing the perspective or structure of the dataset. The second term used in data analytics is range. In data analytics, range typically signifies the difference between the highest and lowest values in the dataset, providing a measure of dispersion. The third correct answer from my standpoint is query. In data analytics, a query is a request for specific information from a database or dataset, often expressed in a structured query language like SQL. And last correct answer, I believe, is duplicate. In data analytics, a duplicate refers to identical or replicated records within a dataset, which may need to be identified and managed for data quality and analysis purposes. Are you in agreement with my version of the answer? Please make sure to post your answers and solutions in comments. Prepare to tackle this intriguing assessment test question, designed not just to test your analytical abilities, but to foster your critical thinking and math skills, which you can utilize in your daily life. You are presented with 3 expressions. First expression is 2 5-petal flowers equals 10. The second expression is 3 5-petal flowers plus 2 6-petal flowers equals 33. And then the last expression is 4 6-petal flowers plus 3 9-petal flowers equals 72. You need to calculate the value of the 9-petal flower. And once calculated, select the answer out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 10. Choice B, 11. Choice C, 12. And last but not least, choice D, 13. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the answer. Are you ready? Well, I'm rushing you because I found my answer, and I'm thrilled to guide you through the problem-solving process. Let's continue so we can examine our strategies step by step, and if you came up with your own brilliant approach, don't hesitate to let us know in comments. As you might have figured out, we have 3 types of flowers here: 5-petal flower, 6-petal flower, and 9-petal flowers. Let's first calculate the value of 5-petal flower. Based on the original expression, we can calculate it as 10 divided by 2, which would be equal to 5. Having this value handy, now we can calculate the value of 6-petal flower. We know that the value of 5-petal flower is 5, so let's simplify the original expression. 3 5-petal flowers plus 2 6-petal flowers equals 33. 3 5-petal flowers equals 15. So we can build a new expression. 33 equals 15 plus 2 6-petal flowers. which means that 6-petal flower equals 9. At this point, we know that the value of 5-petal flower equals 5, and value of 9-petal flower equals 9, so we can look at the third expression. Third expression states that 4 6-petal flowers plus 3 9-petal flowers equals 72, which means we can build a new expression by calculating value of 4 6-petal flowers, which would be equal 36. 72 equals 36 plus 3 9-petal flowers, which means 3 9-petal flowers equals 36. So the value of 9-petal flower is 12. So the correct answer here is choice C, 12. Do you know how to solve this problem simpler? Please make sure to post your answer and solution in comments so we can all learn. Let's dive into amazing cognitive assessment test question that not only enhances your analytical abilities, but also imparts valuable problem-solving skills you can apply in real-life scenarios. You're presented with the pattern, and you need to determine the missing number. The numbers you see are 1, 3, 7, 15, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 29, choice B, 31, choice C, 33, and last but not least, choice D, 35. Take a close look, maybe pause this video, giving yourself enough time to come up with the solution. Are you ready? I think I got my answer. And with the answer in hand, let's unravel our problem-solving techniques together. I also have a tip for you on how to solve these types of challenges, and I invite you to share your brilliant ideas in comments if you have any thoughts on how to solve this better. If you are a subscriber to this channel, you probably wouldn't be surprised to hear that to solve these types of challenges, you need to understand the pattern. Let's look at the pattern in this particular question. Here, next number is calculated as multiplying the previous number by 2 and adding 1. Let's look at some specific examples to better understand what's happening. Our first number is 1, which is given. The next number is calculated as 1 multiplied by 2 plus 1, which equals 3. Next number is calculated as 3 multiplied by 2 plus 1, which equals 6 plus 1, which equals 7. The following number is calculated as 7 multiplied by 2 plus 1, which equals 14 plus 1, which equals 15. So the missing number would be calculated as 15 multiplied by 2, which would be equal to 30, plus 1, which would be equal to 31. So the correct answer here is choice B, 31. And here's the tip for you on how to solve these types of challenges better. Make sure to Google arithmetic and geometric sequences and familiarize yourself with the most common ones to better be able to predict the missing items in the pattern. What's interesting about this question is that it not only allows to test your math skills, but also checks your pattern recognition abilities. You're presented with 3 triangles, and you need to determine the missing number. Each triangle has 4 digits inside, 3 digits by the corners, and 1 digit in the middle. The first triangle has numbers 2, 18, and 3, and digit in the middle is 1. Second triangle has digits 3, 21, and 1, and then 4 in the middle. And then the third triangle has digits 1, 2, digit 3 in the middle, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 8, choice B, 16, choice C, 21, and last but not least, choice D, 24. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the answer. Are you ready? Give yourself enough time, maybe pause this video if you need to determine the solution. On my end, I got my answer, and I am excited to share with you my problem-solving strategies. So let's go ahead and learn the solution together. And if you got your genius move in your sleeve, make sure to share in comments. As you might have guessed, the first step here is to determine the pattern. So in this particular pattern, the bottom right number is calculated as the sum of top and middle numbers multiplied by left and by the top number. Let's look at sample calculations to make the example more clear. Let's look at the first yellow triangle. To get to the number in the bottom right corner, we first need to add 2 and 1, and the end result of this would be 3. Then we need to multiply the result at the number in the bottom left corner, and 3 multiplied by 3 equals 9. Then, as the last step, we need to multiply the result, which is 9, by 2, which is top number, and the end result would be 18. Calculations for the second triangle would be very similar. 3 plus 4 equals 7. 7 multiplied by 1 equals 7. And 7 multiplied by 3 equals 21, which is precisely the number in the bottom right corner. Can you do calculations for the third triangle? Let me help you. 1 plus 3 equals 4. 4 multiplied by 2 equals 8. And then 8 multiplied by 1 equals 8 again. So the correct answer here is choice A, 8. Let me give you some tips so you can solve these types of questions on the real test on your own. If you look closely at triangles, they are of 3 different colors. But colors do not play roles in the pattern detection in this particular case, and they're only there to confuse you. Another tip would be, especially if you see small single-digit numbers, is that do not use the calculations only for add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Always consider the possibility of square and square root calculations. Just to recap, the correct answer here is choice A, 8. And as usual, if you have a better way to solve this challenge or have additional tips, please make sure to post them in comments. It's hard to deny that with this magical question, you are not just solving this particular challenge, but you're composing a masterpiece of intellect. Each correct solution is a brushstroke in the portrait of your success. You're presented with the sequence, and you need to determine the missing number in the sequence. The sequence is 35, 16, 14, and then comes the missing number, which you need to select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 10, choice B, 11, choice C, 12, and last but not least, choice D, 13. Well, I think we can agree on one thing with you. It's a tricky question. But remember though, you are not navigating this path alone. I am here to help, as well as other subscribers on this channel. Whether you're a problem-solving expert or a newcomer, I have full faith in your capabilities. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, tap into your imaginative side, and let's triumph over this challenge together. Your solution is almost ready and is definitely within the reach. Are you ready with your answer? I am eager to see it, so let's proceed and compare our solutions. Together, we will unravel the complexities of this assessment test question. I'll ask you for a favor, and specifically to share your thought process in comments. Your insight might hold the key for all of us to learn and improve. What's interesting about this question that it seems unsolvable until you start thinking out of the box. The pattern here is next number is calculated as sum of digits of the previous number multiplied by 2. Let's look at the first number. First number is 35. 2 digits are 3 and 5. 3 plus 5 equals 8, multiplied by 2 equals 16. Let's go to the next number so we can continue the sequence. 1 plus 6 multiplied by 2 equals 7 multiplied by 2 and equals 14. So to calculate the missing number, we need to add 1 and 4 and multiplied by 2. 5 multiplied by 2 equals 10, so the correct answer here is choice A, 10. Admit it or not, but I think you're not just about to answer this amazing question, you're about to conduct a symphony of knowledge. Each correct note brings you closer to harmonious finale of success. You're presented with 3 triangles. Each triangle has 4 numbers inside. The numbers are across 3 triangles, 2, 3, and 4, then 5, 6, and 7. Hey, easy to detect the pattern, right? And then at the bottom, each triangle also has numbers. I'll start from the left. 1, 1, 2, 0, 3, and then comes the missing number, which you need to select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 0, choice B, 1, choice C, 2, and last but not least, choice D, 3. Do you think it's a tricky question? Well, I kind of agree with you. But remember, you are not navigating this path alone. And I'm here to help, as well as other subscribers on this channel. Whether you're a problem-solving expert or a newcomer, I have faith in your capabilities. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, tap into your imaginative side, and let's triumph over this challenge together. Your solution is almost ready and is definitely within the reach. Are you ready with your solution? Let's proceed so we can compare the answers. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist and I tried to trick you. I hope you didn't fall for it. The numbers here are calculated inside of each triangle, not across the triangles. In fact, the pattern here is that multiplication of top two numbers plus the increment equals the value represented by the bottom digits. Let's look at the example. For example, in first triangle, the numbers 2 multiplied by 5 plus 1 is the increment, equals 11. In the second triangle, increment will be increasing, so instead of 1, it will be 2. 3 multiplied by 6 plus 2 equals 20. So the missing number can be calculated as 4 multiplied by 7 plus 3 equals 31. So the missing number is 1, and the correct answer here is choice B, 1. I hope you would agree to try to imagine this question as a stepping stone across the river of challenges. With all of your efforts toward the correct answer, you're building a bridge to the island of your triumph. You need to determine the smallest answer among 4 possible choices. Choice A, 2/5 plus 3/4. Choice B, square root of 4 minus 0.75. Choice C, 1.2 plus 1/8. And last but not least, choice D, 2/3 multiplied by 2. Well, guess what? I'm on the same page with you, and I also think it's a tricky question. But remember though, you are not navigating this path alone, and I'm here to help, as well as other subscribers on this channel. Whether you're a problem-solving expert or a newcomer, I have full faith in your capabilities. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, tap into your imaginative side, and let's triumph over this challenge together. Your solution almost ready and definitely within reach. Are you ready with your solution? I am eager to see it, so let's proceed and compare the answers. The best way to solve this challenge is to solve it for each expression and convert the end result to decimals. Let's start with the first expression, 2/5 plus 3/4. 2/5 equals 0.4. 3/4 equals 0.75. 0.4 plus 0.75 equals 1.15. Now let's look at expression B. Square root of 4 minus 0.75. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 minus 0.75 equals 1.25. Let's go to the choice C. 1.2 plus 1/8. 1/8 equals 0.125. 1.2 plus 0.125 equals 1.325. And in choice D, we have 2/3 multiplied by 2. 2/3 multiplied by 2 equals 4/3, and 4/3 equals 1.33. Since number of digits after decimal point goes into infinity. So let's summarize what we've got. For choice A, we got 1.15. For choice B, the result is 1.25. For choice C, 1.325. And last but not least, choice D is 1.33. So the smallest result is 1.15, and the correct answer is choice A, 2/5 plus 3/4. One has to acknowledge that you need to think of this question as a puzzle pieces in the grand masterpiece of your skills. The more of these questions you solve on your own, the clearer and more vibrant the picture of success becomes. You're presented with series of shapes. Each square has smiley faces inside. There are 5 squares, and the middle square is missing. You need to select the answer for the missing square out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, B, C, and D. You might be thinking, and I totally agree with you, that this is a tricky question. And it is. But I want you to remember, you are not navigating this path alone. I'm here to help, as well as other subscribers on this channel. Whether you're a problem-solving expert or a newcomer, I have faith in your capabilities. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, tap into your imaginative side, and let's triumph over this challenge together. Your solution almost ready and is definitely within reach. Are you ready with your solution? I am eager to see it, so let's proceed and compare the answers. As you might have noticed, there are 2 patterns here. The first pattern is easiest to detect. The number of smiley faces is increasing with each shape. So shape 3 should have 5 objects inside. And the reason is because shape 1 has 3, shape 2 has 4, then 5, 6, and 7 in shape 5. Well, it helps us a little bit because it eliminates choice B. but we still have choices A, C, and D we need to sort through to make sure we can find the right answer. Well, we do it by finding the second pattern. And the second pattern is that shapes fill the corners first, and then starting at 12 o'clock, they fill up the missing spaces. Let's look at the example. As you can see, in shape 3, the missing smiley face would be at 7 o'clock. Then in shape 4, the new shape shows up at 12 o'clock. Then the next one in shape 5 would be at 3 o'clock. And then if we want to continue the pattern, the following shape, if there would be a shape 6, the smiley face would be at 6 o'clock. Which means that the new smiley face will show up at 7 o'clock in shape 3. And which also means that the correct answer here is choice C. You can't argue that you need to approach this problem like a detective solving a mystery. Each correct answer is a clue, and you're on your way for cracking this case of your brilliance. You're presented with 3 diamonds. Each diamond has numbers and letter inside. If we look across all 3 diamonds, at 9 o'clock we have numbers 1, 2, and 3. If we look at 12 o'clock, we have numbers 2, 3, and 4. At 3 o'clock, we have numbers 3, 4, and 5. And at 6 o'clock, there are letters X, E, and then comes the missing letter. I assume it's letter. What do you think? What's interesting here is that if you also look across each diamond, you see the pattern clockwise. In the first diamond, the pattern is 1, 2, 3, and then comes the letter X. In the second diamond, there might be a pattern 2, 3, and 4, and then comes the letter E. And then in the third diamond, the numbers are 3, 4, and 5, and then comes missing something. Well, I'll correct myself. I think missing something is a letter, because we have 4 possible choices for the answer. Choice A, letter B, choice B, letter C, choice C, letter D, and then last but not least, choice D, letter E. Well, I totally agree with you that this is a tricky question. Remember though, you're not navigating this path alone, and I'm here to help, as well as other subscribers on this channel. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, tap into your imaginative side, and let's triumph over this challenge together. Your solution almost ready and is definitely within reach. Are you ready to unveil your solution? I am eager to see it, so let's proceed and compare the answers. I think the pattern here is that the bottom letter is the last letter in the sum of all the digits. Let's look at the example. In the first diamond, we have numbers 1, 2, and 3. The sum of 1, 2, and 3 is 6, which is verbally spelled as S-I-X, and the last letter of the word 6 is X. This is how X was calculated. Let's look at the second diamond. In the second diamond, the digits are 2, 3, and 4, and the letter is E. 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 9, and in the word 9, the last letter is E. Now let's calculate the missing letter. In the third diamond, the digits are 3, 4, and 5. 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 12, and the last letter in the word 12 is E. So the correct answer here is choice D, E. Admit it or not, but it might be a great idea to think of these assessment test questions as puzzle pieces in the grand masterpiece of your skills. The more you solve, the clearer and more vibrant your picture of success becomes. Just as every cloud has a silver lining, every challenging question carries a lesson waiting to be discovered. You're presented with Matchstick Challenge. There is an expression: you need to move one matchstick to fix the equation. Current equation is 1 plus 2 equals 7, which is not mathematically correct. It is hard to believe, but moving only one matchstick will help you solve this equation. Are you feeling challenged by this question? I totally understand. Remember though, you are not navigating this path alone. I am here to help, as well as other subscribers on this channel. Whether you're a problem solver, expert, or a newcomer, I have faith in your capabilities. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, tap into your imaginative skills, and let's triumph over the challenge together. Your solution almost ready and is definitely within reach. Are you ready? I hope you are. So let's move forward and compare our versions of the answer. To solve this challenge, let's first understand the rules on how to deal with these expressions. In matchstick challenges, less and greater signs are not allowed. You also cannot use not equal sign. For example, you cannot move one matchstick from the plus sign to create an expression 1 minus 2 not equal to 7. So now we know what is not allowed. Let's look at the tips how you can actually solve this challenge. Let's look at the two most important things. Number one is that moving one matchstick changes two elements of the equation: source, where you took the matchstick from, and the destination. To solve it effectively, you need to envision the potential rearrangement of matchsticks and how they might alter the equation. There are three important rules there. Consider movement of matchsticks from the signs to digits and from the digits to signs. Consider negative numbers. And last but not least, consider which digits can be transformed. Speaking about transformations, let's look at some samples to help you better understand it. For example, you can build 7 from 1 by moving one matchstick from another item. Another example might be building 9 from 5 and 5 from 9 by moving one matchstick from another item. Do you know any other digits transformations? Please make sure to share them in comments so we can all learn. Knowing rules and consideration, it becomes very easy to solve this equation. We just need to move one matchstick from 7 and make 1 a negative number. The correct expression here is -1 plus 2 equals 1. You would have to agree that solving this particular problem is like baking a cake. It requires the right ingredients, a bit of precision, and the end result is pretty sweet. I think that looking at each test question this way would be like looking at baking a piece of mosaic of your knowledge, contributing to the bigger picture of your abilities. In this question, you're presented with the set of gears, and you need to determine the direction of the last gear. Your choices for answers are choice A, CW, choice B, CCW, choice C, no movement, and last but not least, choice D, depends on X. Feeling challenged by this question? I totally understand. Remember though, that you are not navigating this path alone. Whether you're a problem-solving expert or a newcomer, I have full faith in your capabilities. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, tap into your imaginative side, and let's triumph over this challenge together. Your solution is almost ready and is definitely within reach. Are you ready with your solution? I hope you are. So let's move forward and compare our versions of the answer. Together, we will unravel the complexities of this assessment test question. I'll ask you for a favor though, and specifically to share your thought process in comments. Your insights might hold the key for all of us to learn and improve. To solve this question, we need to identify which gear is the input, which one is connected to the power source, and which one is the output gear, the final gear that performs the desired task. In the next step, we need to identify the direction of rotation for each gear. Gears can rotate clockwise. This is where abbreviation CW comes from, or counterclockwise. This is what CCW stands for. Let's solve this challenge by following the transfer of rotation from one gear to another. Our first input gear is rotating in clockwise direction. As you might be well aware, when rotation is transferred to another gear, it will be rotated in the opposite direction, which would be counterclockwise. Let's follow the directions for each gear. Input 1 is clockwise, then counterclockwise, clockwise again, counterclockwise again, clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise, and the output gear is rotating in clockwise direction. Let me show you alternative way how you can solve it faster. For example, if the number of gears in between input and output is odd, the last gear will rotate in the same direction as input gear. On the other hand, if the number of gears is even, the last gear will rotate in the opposite direction from the first gear. Let's look at the example. Let's look at the odd number of gears. The simplest odd number is 1. The rotations transferred from input clockwise to the next gear counterclockwise and then to the output, which would be clockwise again. On the other hand, if there is an even number of gears in between input and output, and the smallest even number is 2, you see how rotation converges from input clockwise to the opposite to input counterclockwise at the output gear. With this in mind, let's solve this challenge alternative way. Let's count number of gears in between input and output. there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gears. And since there are 7 gears in between input and output gears, which is odd number, the direction of output gear will be the same as the direction of the input gear. So the correct answer here is choice A, CW, clockwise. You would have to admit that trying to answer this question is like convincing a cookie to share its chocolate chips. It's a tough cookie, but the reward is sweet. Maybe this tough question is stepping stone toward mastery and understanding, which is rather a sweet reward. We are presented with the challenge where we need to build singular plural business word pairs. One pair is present, manager and managers. For the other words, you need to build the pairs, and the other words are company, index, crisis, and analysis. Do you feel like you stumbled upon a tough one? Well, those are tough words, and you are not alone in this journey. I feel exactly the same way. But whether you're a problem-solving veteran or a newcomer, I believe in your capabilities. Take a moment to reflect, tap into your creativity, and let's tackle this challenge together. Your answer is just waiting to be discovered. Are you ready with your solution? I hope you are, so let's move forward and compare our versions of the answer. To better understand the plural versions of the words, let's start with the word's definition. Company is a legal entity formed by individuals or shareholders to engage in business activities. And plural version for companies is spelled as COMPANIES and is pronounced as companies. Index is a statistical measure that represents the relative change in a group of values or prices. The plural version for indexes is spelled as INDICES and is pronounced as indices. A crisis refers to a critical, unpredictable event or situation that poses a threat to organization's operations, reputation, or overall well-being. The plural version for crisis is spelled as CRISES and is pronounced as crises. And then the last word, analysis, involves the examination and evaluation of information, data, or elements to gain insights, draw conclusions, and make informed decisions. The plural version for analysis is spelled as ANALYSES and is pronounced as analysis. You would have to agree that tackling this question is like trying to make a plant grow by telling it jokes. It's a bit of a rude awakening, but the growth of understanding is the real bloom. I wonder if these questions are measuring our ability to nurture ideas and let them blossom. You are presented with the sequence of number. The numbers are increasing with each position in the sequence. The numbers are 1, 3, 6, 10, and then comes the missing number, which you need to determine and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 12. Choice B, 14. Choice C, 15. And last but not least, choice D, 16. Feeling challenged? Well, you're not alone. I feel exactly the same way. And it's okay. Whether you're a seasoned solver or casual question explorer, I have faith in your problem-solving abilities. Give it the time it deserves, think outside the box, and watch the pieces fall into place. I have full confidence that you've got what it takes. Are you ready with your solution? Or maybe at least excited for the mental workout? Let's tackle this puzzle and explore the complexities together. And don't forget to share your brilliance in comments. Your solution might be just the breakthrough we need. The pattern here is called triangular numbers. We've seen it used more and more in the tests, so it's important to know it. The next number in the sequence is represented by the number of dots in the corresponding triangle. We start with 1 dot, then it goes to 3 dots, then it goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots. Then it goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dots. And then the missing number would be 15. Let's look at the triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So the correct answer here is choice C, 15. Want to challenge yourself a little bit? Try to determine the next number in the sequence. Maybe build a triangle and see how many dots would be in the next triangle in the sequence. Make sure to post your answer in comments so I can give you my feedback. Good luck solving the next number in the sequence. When I looked at this question, I realized that deciphering it is like teaching fish to ride a bicycle. Solving this challenge seems improbable, but with enough patience and creativity, who knows what might happen. You're presented with the circle, which is broken down into 8 sections. Each section has a number inside. Starting from 11 o'clock, counterclockwise, the numbers are 72, 52, 43, 23, 49, 25, 64, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 8, choice B, 16, choice C, 48, and last but not least, choice D, 72. Are you feeling a bit stuck? I have full confidence that you've got this. Whether you're a seasoned problem solver or just starting out, I know that you can do it. Take a deep breath, approach it with creativity, and let's navigate through this challenge together. Your breakthrough is much closer than you think. Are you ready? Well, ready or not, it's time to solve this mystery. Let's dive into solving this question together. And make sure to contribute your own version of the solution in comments. Your unique insights might be just what we need to conquer this mystery. To solve this challenge, let's draw a vertical line in the middle of the circle. You have numbers on the left, 72, 52, 43, and 23. And as you might have guessed, numbers on the left are the input numbers to calculate numbers in the section across on the right side. And numbers on the right are calculated as a first digit in the power of the second digit. Let's look at the example. The number on the left is 72. Number in the opposite section right across is 49. 7 in the power of 2 is 49. This is how 49 was calculated. Let's look at the other numbers. 5 in the power of 2 is 25. 4 in the power of 3 is 64. Then to calculate the missing number, we need to take 2 in the power of 3, which would be equal to 8. So the correct answer here is choice A, 8. Admit it or not, but wrapping your head around this particular question is as tricky as explaining puns and jokes to a computer. The laughter might be artificial, but it's still worth a bite. On the other thought, nowadays with ChatGPT, I'm not so sure who would be laughing at home. You're presented with 3x3 matrix. Each cell in the matrix has a number inside. In the left column, the numbers are 7, 42, and 40. In the right column, the numbers are 22, 28, and 33. The middle column has number 15 on the top and 37 at the bottom. And you need to calculate the number in the center of the matrix. Your choices for the answers are A, 39, B, 41, C, 43, and last but not least, choice D, 47. Feeling a bit stuck? Well, you're not alone. I feel exactly the same way. But I am a firm believer that you've got this. Whether you're a seasoned problem solver or just starting out, I know that you can do this. Take a deep breath, approach it with creativity, and let's navigate through this challenge together. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Are you ready? Or at least excited for the mental workout? Let's tackle this puzzle and explore the complexities together. And don't forget to share your brilliance in comments. Your solution might be just the breakthrough we need. To solve this problem, we need to understand the pattern. And to understand the pattern, we need to understand the calculations flow. And calculations start in the upper left corner and go around clockwise and end in the center of the square. Number in the position 1 is given. Then calculations go to the number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and ends in the position 9. And then the pattern here is that the next number is calculated by adding the decrement to the previous number, which is decreased by 1 with each step in the calculations. Let's look at the example. The first number in the upper left corner is given, which is 7. The first decrement number is 8. 7 plus 8 equals 15. The next number is calculated as 15 plus 7, which is 8 minus 1, decrement decreased by 1, and equals to 22. 22 plus 6 equals 28. 28 plus 5 equals 33. 33 plus 4 equals 37. 37 plus 3 equals 40. 40 plus 2 equals 42. So the missing number is calculated as 42 plus 1 and equals 43. So the correct answer here is choice C, 43. It's hard to deny, but solving Bitcoin volatility problem is like telling a weather forecast to a goldfish. One day it's sunny, the next day it's stormy, and you hope they swim through the waves without getting too seasick. With that in mind, here's the problem for you to solve. Allcoin Capital Inc. incurred a loss of 20% by selling Bitcoin at $40,000. To get to a 20% profit instead, at what price should they sell the cryptocurrency? And you're presented with four possible choices. Choice A, $42,000. Choice B, $48,000. Choice C, $50,000. And last but not least, choice D, $60,000. Feel like you need a boost here? Well, you are not alone. I feel exactly the same way. Whether you're problem-solving pro or just exploring, I believe in your skills. Take your time, think creatively, and let's unravel this puzzle together. Your solution is just around the corner. Do you have your answer ready? Well, ready or not, here comes the solution. Let's dive into solving this question together. Contribute your own version of the solution in comments. Your unique insight might be just what we need to conquer this mystery. The answer here is absolutely not obvious, but we will solve this challenge in 2 steps. In step 1, we'll calculate original Bitcoin purchase price. And then in step 2, we'll calculate the price with 20% profit. We will define a variable X for original selling price. Based on this, we can build a formula. 0.8 multiplied by X equals $40,000. We can build this formula based on the fact that Altcoin Inc. sold Bitcoin at 20% loss. It's time to calculate X. X equals $40,000 divided by 0.8, and the end result of this is $50,000. This is the original selling price. Now it's time to define a 20% profit price. $50,000 multiplied by 1.2 equals $60,000. So the correct answer here is choice D, $60,000. Did answer surprise you? Please share your thoughts, ideas, and suggestions in comments. Let's face it, untangling this question is like explaining a messy room to a toddler. You might need to use simple terms and point a lot, but eventually it should click. You're presented with 2 diamonds that have numbers inside. In the first diamond, the middle number is 2. Then starting from the 9 o'clock, the numbers are 3, 4, 5, and 8. In the second diamond, the middle number is 3. And starting from the 9 o'clock, the numbers are 4, 5, 7, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 12. Choice B, 14. Choice C, 15. And last but not least, choice D, 20. Need a boost to solve it? Well, you are not alone. I feel the same way. But whether you're problem-solving pro or just exploring, I believe in your skills. Take your time, think creatively, and let's unravel this puzzle together. Your solution is just around the corner. Are you ready? Well, ready or not, here comes the solution. Let's dive into solving of this question together. Contribute your own version of the solution in the comments. Your unique insights might be just what we need to conquer this mystery. And the solution here is rather simple. The numbers here are calculated as a result of the math operations. The middle number is used in math calculations from left to right and from top to bottom. As you might have noticed, addition is used to calculate horizontally 9 to 3 o'clock, and multiplication is used vertically 12 to 6 o'clock. Let's look at the first diamond and look at the math calculations for it. 3 plus 2 equals 5, and vertically 4 multiplied by 2 equals 8. With this in mind, you can easily calculate the missing number. So horizontally in the second diamond, 4 plus 3 equals 7, and vertically 5 multiplied by 3 equals 15. So the correct answer here is choice C, 15. Solving this question is not exactly obvious. It reminds me playing hide and seek with your house keys right before real estate showing. It's frustrating, it involves retracing your steps, and the solution is often the last place you look. In this question, you need to calculate total realtor's compensation. For each property Realtor sells, she gets 2.5% of the selling price. If she sells more than 2 properties in 2 months, she also gets a bonus of 10%. In the last 2 months, Realtor sold 3 properties. One house for $110,000, second house for $170,000, and a condominium sold for $75,000. You need to calculate and select Realtor's compensation for the last 2 months out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, $4,562.50. Choice B, $4,762.50. Choice C, $7,562.50. And last but not least, choice D, $9,762.50. Feeling a bit challenged? Make sure to give yourself enough time and solution will come your way. Are you ready? Let's look at 4 steps that will lead us to the final solution. In step number 1, we're going to determine the commission for each property by finding 2.5% of the selling price. In step 2, we'll add up individual commissions for all the properties to find the total commissions earned. In step 3, we will determine if Realtor qualifies for the bonus, and we'll calculate 10% of total commission. And finally, in step 4, we'll add up commissions and the bonus, if applicable, and we'll calculate the total compensation. Let's start with the step 1. We know that Realtor gets 2.5%, or in decimal, 0.025 of the selling price for each property. So for house 1, the commission will be 110 multiplied by 0.025, and it would be equal to $2,750. For house 2, commission can be calculated as $170,000 multiplied by 0.025, and the end result would be equal $4,250. And for the condominium, the commission can be calculated as $75,000 multiplied by 0.025, and it would be equal $1,875. In step 2, we add these 3 values we just calculated, and the sum of the calculation will be $8,875. In step 3, we will determine if Realtor qualifies for the bonus. Since she sold more than 2 properties, she gets a 10% bonus on top of her total commission. Bonus can be calculated as 0.10 multiplied by 8,875, and the end result of this would be $887.50. And finally, in step 4, we can calculate total compensation. 8,875 plus 887.50 equals $9,762.50. So the correct answer here is choice D, $9,762.50. The truth is that understanding this question is like interpreting modern art. Everyone sees something different, and you're left wondering if even the artist knows what it means. Here, you're presented with the 3x3 matrix. Matrix has numbers inside. Starting from the left column, the numbers are 49, 64, and 81. In the middle column, the numbers are 16, 36, and 64. And in the right column, the numbers are 81, 16, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 0. Choice B, 1. Choice C, 4. And last but not least, choice D, 9. Feeling a bit perplexed? It's all good. Whether you're a regular art master or dropping by on this channel occasionally to become smarter and learn some cool ideas, I am confident in your abilities. You're on the right track. Just give yourself enough time to solve this challenge. Are you ready with your solution? Let's go on the journey together as we navigate through complexities. Your solution is invaluable, so don't forget to drop it in comments. Ideas in your solution could be the missing piece we're looking for, plus it can help us all learn. To solve this challenge, we need to understand the pattern. And the pattern here is that calculations are organized by rows. Digits in the left column are used to calculate the values in the middle column and in the right column. Let's look at the specific examples. As I already mentioned, the number in the upper left corner is 49. We use 2 digits from the 49, 4 and 9, and we use them separately. Then we square them. 4 squared equals 16, which is the value in the middle column. And then the 9 squared equals 81, which is the number in the right column. Same way we do calculations in the middle row. 6 squared equals 36, and 4 squared equals 16. Using the values in the bottom row, we can calculate the missing number. 8 squared equals 64, and 1 squared equals 1. So the correct answer here is choice B, 1. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you for helping us to become one of the largest YouTube channels to help people become smarter, increase your IQ, and to pass any test. If the content of this video was helpful, please make sure to click the like button to help YouTube algorithm promote this video and help other people to find it faster. Giving us a like is also a way for you to tell us that you need more content like this, and when you tell us, we will deliver it for you in the future. For links to free and premium resources, please check the description and comments of this video. You can also go directly to our website, howtoanalyzedata.net, to download the materials related to this topic. I really appreciate your endorsement, support, and patronage of this channel. And thank you for considering to become a member and considering to subscribe. Please leave feedback, suggestions, or corrections in comments. And all the best on your journey. I'll see you in my next video.